Hello, everybody. Welcome to Girls Gets Glory. I'm your Dungeon Master, Callie D'Angelo, here with all the fun things that one could muster. I'm really excited for this week's game. As you can tell, we have a person who might be joining us for a little bit, to be determined.
We'll
but
see if she lives through this game.
See if you live through this.
Oh, play kindly, my friends. May the dice be in your favor. I'm really excited to pick this up. So from there, if we want, I can just give a brief recap so that way everyone's on the same page, included. And I think that there might be a raffle, so exclamation mark raffle. Once we get to our break, we'll figure out the logistics of all of that, but we're just excited to have you guys, generally speaking. So let's begin. Quickly, kind of suddenly, there was some sort of invasion in the Palace of Waterdeep. The city guard and the watch were all summoned very late at night, and our curious adventurers were taking a night's sleep in a tree nearby and had stirred awake from the commotion. This led to them all trying to figure out the best way to get accessible to whatever was happening and do a little bit of undercover groundwork to understand exactly why they were summoned and why the City Watch were so curious. There did seem to be something like a robbery occurring in the palace, and them being adventurers and them being excited, they were like, we want to get involved. So you guys hopped over two different directions. Two of you guys turned into flying creatures. Well, one of them's already a flying creature, but one of them turned into a flying creature. Made sure Mr. Hopkins stayed by and guard, and then the rest of you guys took the back alley route to get towards the palace. This led to two kind of split scenes where the two of you were investigating, trying to find Laurel, trying to drop off these emeralds that you had acquired, which apparently were in the sigil, or had the stamp within the emerald of Laurel Silverhand. So you guys were trying to find the best way without kind of stirring suspicion from the masked lords that surrounded her, getting her this item back. In the commotion and the chaos of thousands of people on the street shouting, trying to also help the investigation, or just curiously trying to get in on the action, the other three of you guys, Fauna, Lilith, and Moira, had invaded, better lack of terms, the palace, and had made their way in as best as they could through some very fun ones that were rolled that led to you guys all spilling into the courtyard and there being a lockdown on the palace in itself. There you met Captain Farland, spoke to him very briefly, upon which he kind of gave you the cold shoulder and began to walk away. From there, because of how the scene was already playing out, a couple of you guys, knowing that you were not supposed to be in there, tried to hide into a corner nearby the Blackstaff Tower, which was unfortunately guarded by several of these stone-looking armors, animated armors that have now all come to attack you. So we're kind of left in this split situation where there's one bird, you're now a giant eagle and a pixie, perched atop a white palace nearby, overlooking the courtyard in the scene below, which includes a caravan and about 20 people who seem to be arrested, spilled over with tons of adventuring parties pleading to get in on the fun, as well as several city guard and city watch just perusing and trying to look for trouble, keeping the doors closed, and trying to get all of these other people who have amassed in front of the tower away and home, since it is late at night and things are starting to slightly calm down, except for what was happening on the other side, which is an action and a battle, which we ended with because last Sunday I was haunted, as many of you know, which led to several fun things happening, including horns and demon horns falling off, and unfortunately a solid nat 20 that broke the internet by Lilith over here. The stealth that was heard around the world. Where she essentially evaporated into thin air through a puff of black smoke. And then our stream ended very abruptly because, unfortunately, one of our cards was burnt out. So we're going to pick up straight from there. So Lilith, wrapped up in those smoke-like tendrils, you turn around and you book it, leaving, which I think I had described as about 15 to 20 city guard mouths agape terror in their eyes and fear after what they had just saw. Well done. So that actually brings it back into initiative order. We're going to just pick it up from where we last were, which is unfortunately the armor's turn. So as you have run away in fear, these are going to use their movement 10 to get.
They're all after me.
Is she within 5 feet of me?
5, 10. Yeah, now she is.
All right, you have protection, so everyone attacking you has disadvantage.
All right, solid.
Stay by the paladin.
These huge masses of armor kind of come forward. You can hear them. They're kind of clinking and shaking. The insides of them are only illuminated with a faint white light and yellow as they go to swing. And what's your armor class?
18.
And they have, can you, disadvantage, all right.
Protection, everyone within 5 feet has disadvantage when enemies are attacking.
Can you describe what that protection looks like for me? How does that work?
It's a very faint aura, but if you're trained to see auras, you can see it. It's like radiating mist, but it's just white mist.
Awesome. So this white mist makes it confusing for them as they attempt to attack. The first one on the hit, the disadvantage does not hit, I believe. And what's your AC again?
18.
An 18, no. So with the 12, does not hit, but goes in for the second attack. With a disadvantage, another 12 does not hit you. But then the second one comes in just as strong. With a natural 1 on that, I'm going to say they swing their sword so hard that it smacks into the center point of 2 cobblestones so they don't get their second attack as they're trying to pull it out. Just this, like, if they had eyes that were expressive and not full of fire, it would be like this. Like that. But it's not, as they try to pull it out.
It's just full of fire.
Yeah, and actually the other one is just going to use its full action and its movement to get up towards you guys. So you once more surrounded by all 3, but does not get a turn and opportunity to
Fauna
attack.
tries to move, they get opportunity attacks.
All 3. Yes. All right, Lala.
So I'm still up on the thing, right?
Yes, and you had been pinged, I believe, mentally by your friend, your eagle friend here. Correct? Or somebody pinged. There was a ping to Rowan from Lilith mentally.
Fauna sent me a message telling us that they were in the castle.
Exactly. So
And
do what you will with whatever information had been bequeathed.
Well, I think I'm still trying to get a note down to Laura.
You are, yeah. Yeah, and you had spent your last action writing that note, if I'm not incorrect.
No, I threw it and I missed. So I'm going to do it again.
All right, so you write your letter, the same letter from last time.
Yep. Something about
It was Madame Silverhand.
Madame Silverhand. Just hastily writing down everything about Quell, about the earrings, about the underground ooze monster.
I'll say with 6 seconds on a full action, you
Okay.
get down as much as you can in 6 seconds.
And then I'm going to also scribble about the masked guard with the poop. Masked lord
yeah,
with the
I'm going
poop
to say
on
it looks like bullet points. Like it's going to say Madame Silverhand and then like bullet points, like ooze,
So,
like a couple of choice words maybe.
Yeah.
What are the choice words?
okay, so it'll say Madame Silverhand. Stole these earrings from Quell. Investigate poop masked lord.
And I would say that's about 6 seconds of
Yeah, that's
writing
it.
there. And then you sign it anything or no?
No.
No. Okay, sounds good. You crumple it up and you throw it, roll to hit.
Okay. Oh man, what would that be, like a dex or anything?
Just roll to hit with your natural dex modifier.
12?
Okay, so you crumple up this piece of paper and second time is the try, right? And so you bring back and you throw it and it just like grazes the top of her head just ever so slightly, but overshoots. And that same masked lord, the one in the green, like turns around and catches it because it was like he's behind her. So you can hear her kind of go, what? And he just turns back and like eyes it right away. Like he had seen where it was thrown. And it's not too far away from him, both crumpled up letters.
Oh man. Okay.
Cool.
Littera.
All right. So that's with your action and bonus action. Then top of the turn, Rowan.
Okay. I'm going to say that I've seen this, that I've just watched Lala, and that I've also seen Lilith vanish. I'm going to say that I swoop in my giant eagle form. I swoop
Sounds
down.
like that.
I swoop down a little bit lower, and I would like to, like, I don't know if this is a thing, you tell me, but what I would like to do is whoosh my wings so that the notes fly up in front of her face.
Okay.
I would like to whoosh it back towards her.
Okay, so you want a giant eagle down and then like
Not-
almost kick them up.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Not down so like I'm on top of everyone, but like
In order to get close enough, you might have to roll a stealth check. I still think you have pass without a trace
Yeah.
on you for about the next 15 to 20 minutes. So if
Okay.
you want to roll a stealth check as
Okay.
you try to do this, you
Okay.
kind of do like an A plunge dive and you just go
Okay.
down. Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. 17 plus 10, 27 plus. Ooh, wait, I'm an eagle. Do I use my stealth or my eagle stealth? Eagle stealth, right?
Eagle stealth.
I'm an eagle. So 27 plus. Where's my stealth?
Stealth will be in the dex.
Yes.
It's your
Right.
dex.
30.
30.
30 total stealth.
All right. So like an eagle of the night, you dive down and you're able to get just like the most graceful turn you've ever seen, where like your wings create this spin, you know, this like whirlwind spin that kicks up the notes. Now I want you to make a dex check to see if you can use your pure dexterity to try to kick them up appropriately in her direction.
So no bonus?
Just a
Just a-
regular dex check. Add your dex modifier.
Okay. 20.
Nat 20?
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural.
Natural 20 all the same.
Okay, well, I'm going to say then as you're spinning down and creating this turbulence with the wind, which right now it's a pretty still night, but that's to your advantage. So you're able to kind of use it. You kick up two of the notes, and they kind of fling towards her simultaneously. Now, she's not turning 100% in the direction. She was curious, and she kind of turned. So they both hit her body. But, like, they hit her, and they knock into her, and she looks down, and you can hear, like, an oh as you kind of swish away. And then do you want to head back to perch and try to see what's happening on the cusp of your vision, or do you want to go back to
I'm
Lala?
gonna go back to Lala and...
Okay, that's going to be your full movement. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can perch right next to Lala.
Okay, I'm perching. I
You
high
did
five
just
her with
witness
my
that,
foot.
definitely.
I'm just gonna do a nice silent clap.
All right. That is your turn, Rowan. Fauna.
Alright, do they still have disadvantage against me, right?
Seems like they might. The mist is still around.
5 feet.
And didn't you cast Spirit Guardian last time?
That's your spirit guardian.
That's my
No,
no, I
that's-
didn't
no,
cast
that's your
spirit.
spiritual
the thing in the
weapon.
ring.
I
Yeah.
just know I didn't cast
She
spirit.
almost did.
I almost
She
did
almost
do
did.
it.
But then it didn't make logical sense at the time.
Okay.
Okay, so
But she does have her spiritual weapon.
am I within 10 feet of both of them here?
No, currently you're not. You're just within 10 feet of Moira.
If I move here.
Oh, if you move there, yes, you would be.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna move there. I know they can attack me, right? On my
Yes,
way
they
out?
can, yeah. All right, sounds good.
They have
So
disadvantage, so.
they will, but that is going to be attack from 3.
Wait, is this guy within 10 feet of me? Here?
5, 10. Is this a 10-foot radius or is it a 10-foot?
10-foot radius of me.
Yes, then that would constitute that.
Include him?
Yep, it would.
Then I want to move here.
And this guy too.
Wait, you just pushed him.
No, he should have been right next to you because it's a trick.
Well, no, but if I move here, are they with? I only want these two in a 10-foot radius of me.
That would only be the two of them.
Okay,
then.
so I'm gonna move there, but they're gonna attack me on my way.
Okay, sounds good. Yes, just counting that. Cool. All right. With a disadvantage, that does not hit the first attack. Second attack does hit. They slice down at you, just able to cut through that mist slightly. 4. This is going to be, my friend, 6 points of bludgeoning damage as they kind of whack you in the back of your head.
That's okay.
The second one slices down. See if they hit. With a
Disadvantage.
17, still will hit with
I
disadvantage.
have 18.
Oh, you have an 18.
That's not hitting me.
Then it will not hit you. Well done, Fauna. Thank you for reminding me. 18 for you. So yeah, that one misses. Slices up above you, and you're able to dodge and get out of the trouble's way just in time with only one hit on your back. You run forward. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna cast Lemon's tiny hut around us.
Okay. Do you want to describe what Naaman's
Oh,
tiny
it
hut
takes
is?
1 minute. Dang it. I just saw that. It's not in action. Oh, what am I going to do instead? I want to do a hut. Oh,
Step
Oh,
back and
no.
make a hut for a minute. But we're going to be
but
pummeled.
we're all going to be pummeled. I thought I was going to save us. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. I am going to instead... I'm gonna move. I'm gonna cast my Guardian of Faith between us.
Sounds good.
But I'm gonna move further away instead of that.
Yeah, so that would have been 5, 10, 15, 20, so you have 5 more feet. Tiny little happy wings. There you go. Just rush away.
And then I'm gonna cast Guardian of Faith.
Sounds good. So you summon the Guardian of Faith around you. A beautiful phoenix wraps around Fauna and protects her.
The Guardian of Faith goes.
Is it the 10-foot radius on them or 25? I
No,
forget.
so the Guardian of Faith, I could choose an area, and it has
Oh, it's
Unoccupied
it's the still guardian that stands there and then will take the brunt of damage of anything that's trying to approach you,
Yeah.
correct?
Sounds
good.
So, any creature hostile to you that moves to space within 10 feet of the Guardian, must succeed on a dex saving throw.
Sounds good. And you summon a giant phoenix?
Yes.
And where do you want to place it? Right next to you?
Right here. I want to protect.
What is the casting radius of that? Is it 20 feet
It's
in front of you?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, solid.
Guardian of Faith.
5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, solid. So you're able to cast it kind of exactly from where you had run away from. Summon a giant phoenix to slash at anybody who tries to make their way through it. And
Yeah.
anything within 10 feet, correct?
Yeah, anything within 10 feet.
That tries to move. Okay, sounds good. That is your turn. Do you want to do a bonus action move on your spiritual weapon?
Yeah, why
Okay,
not?
sounds good. It can move forward. Do you want it to hit this one here, this 20 feet of movement?
Yeah, let's get it.
Sounds good. And you rolled a hit.
And I blessed.
Yes.
What is that? Oh, that's a help.
But technically, I don't know if your spiritual weapon counts as a blessed. You yourself bless yourself.
That's a attack roll.
Yeah, but spiritual weapon has its own stat base. So something like spiritual weapon, I'll say as a DM, technically speaking, because it's a summons, wouldn't receive the same blessing summons. Much like if you summon a animal or if you summon several creatures.
Okay. It's only 1 point anyway. 17.
17 to hit
No,
doesn't,
16 to hit.
doesn't hit. As your spiritual weapon once more goes to slice, these things are just pure armor. These things are meant to tank and are meant to defend and not meant to be hit at. And by the way, as a quick reminder from last session, you guys have technically not hit any of these. Do you remember that? No one's had a hit yet. So these things are difficult to hit with as much time as you've been swinging at them. That's your turn. Yeah, that's your turn, Fauna. Moira, what do you want to do?
Okay. I'm going to use a bonus action, call Requiter, set it on fire, do ensnaring strike, and I hope that if it does manage to catch something, then the vines are also on fire.
Oh,
So,
okay. Flavor text, I like it.
uh-huh.
Okay, and which one are you trying to hit with your ensnaring strike?
The one right in front of me.
Right in front of you, and that's a dex save on its part?
It is not. It is a strength save.
Strength.
Is this thing large or larger?
It is a medium. It's about
Okay,
your size.
then it does not have advantage.
All right. So that's a save of 12?
No! It does not make it. Mine's 14.
All right, so Requiter, a flame whips and cracks out flame vines.
Nat
Oh,
20!
solid.
Nat 20!
Roll
I
for
love
damage.
Requiter.
Roll for
All
damage.
right, so 9. 3 of that is fire damage.
Nice. So what's the damage again?
9, but that's not doubled.
So 3 is fire damage.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But then double it because I got a 20.
Yeah, doubling it.
Get out
Double
of here.
toil and trouble, my friend
Get out
here.
of here. Good hit.
All right.
So
solid.
now, with Ensnaring Strike, it is restrained, and it will take 1d6 piercing at the start of each of its turns,
Mhm.
and it can take a DC save at the beginning of its turn.
Well done. I'll even say, because you specifically said it's a flame vines, if you want it to be fire damage instead of the other damage.
yes,
So that's
I
pretty cool.
do!
So you take a
Melt
moment, you cast Requiter out, you smack this armor as the vines of fire just lick into it and around it. This thing doesn't really have a body, so it's almost eating into the plated sections of it and starting to pull it apart.
Oh,
So the core of what this creature is not holding itself together, as its eyes and its face kind of almost grow 3 times in size as it's being stretched. All right.
Oh, that went a little dark. I
Yeah.
didn't mean to be so dark.
I like it though. All right. I'm dark. I like it. All right, Lilith, it is now your turn after that. Unless you have a bonus action you wish to do. I think lighting require is your bonus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good, Lilith.
Suppose I'm going to use my crossbow
Sounds good. Knock a crossbow, you run
for
back.
this guy.
Add this one?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good.
You have bless. But I don't know if you
Still don't think I'm gonna
use it on that. I don't think it's gonna help.
Use it every time, but
Okay, I'm gonna go for my second action.
All right. Sounds good. So you knock the crossbow and I'll see the bolt just falls in front of you. Is that kind of what happened? All right.
That's 2. Plus. 5, so
19.
19.
19.
19 to hit. That'll hit. Roll for damage. Well done.
Great.
first hit.
I did. I got a nat 20. I like these dice. Thank you.
Ha! 12.
12 damage? On that crossbow. Man, yeah, you sink that bolt straight into the core of this creature enough that it hits through the armor and cracks it. So the front plate kind of cracks open. You can see that it's just this burning animated energy that's coming out of it.
Ha! You die!
So as you do that action, from off in the distance, you hear a familiar voice. What's happening back there? What's going on? Men? Women? Suit up! Follow forward. And you guys catch, not far away, that those very curious guards, who all look like they're about to pee themselves out of fear because of Lilith's, like, bamped out stealth check, are, like, hesitantly, like, walking towards you. They can see in the distance, though, now that there is a light that is illuminating some scenario that's happening now that Require's lit up, because everything was quite dark over in this corner. So now with Require, you can see better, and clearly they can see better as they're getting their knees underneath them and are starting to run forward. The person clearly shouting the charge from the distance is Captain Farland.
What the
So,
son of a bitch.
so about 20 guards, guardsmen, though they're quite far away and they have to use the majority of their action, both their action and their movement, start to rush forward. So that's happening. He's also running with them. So that's their full action. It is now the animated armor.
Can I glare as a bonus action?
Okay, I'm gonna say you.
Intimidating eyes.
I'll say as a reaction, you took Require and you hit it against the armor, and then you hear this in the distance, and yes, your illuminated face turns very slowly through the gaze. You're not certain if he sees it, but you hope he does. Roll intimidation from a distance.
From a distance. Very far intimidation. What is it? 15?
18.
18?
That's a 14, and then
Oh, I do have a
intimidation
plus
is
4.
+4.
Oh, just an 18.
All right, I'm gonna say this is what happens, just because it's a fun idea. As all these guardsmen start to run forward, and you just turn around and you give the death glare, like, don't mess with me. I am Moira Muirren. Like, do not do this. About half of them, like, kind of, like, don't know what to do.
That's right.
So I'm going to say that, and they also probably see your nobility, they see your outfit. So about half of them, instead of 20 guardsmen running forward, 10 of them are only running forward now, and the other 10 are hesitantly split between listening to their captain's orders or going and trying to approach you. Well done.
I am a noble lady. I am not to be accosted as such. I will fight them all.
And that will count as your reaction. But that being said, it is now their turn. As they, having seen you lit up and giving this death stare, are going to all start to engage with you. So this one's
That's
going to
okay. I have
remain
Shield of Faith,
engaged
by
and
the way.
move.
I have Shield of Faith on right now. So
And
I
they
guess
all
it's
have
possible.
to
And they
do-
all have to do it. Yeah, they all have to make it as they're all going to
Dex save.
surround.
Oh, wait,
you.
one of them's restrained.
Oh yeah,
The
this
one that
one
was in
can't
front
move.
of me.
So this one's still there, but he would move around here then. Thank you.
So,
They all have to make dex saves.
Yeah, dex save. So the first dex save is a 10.
No.
All right, so one of them's gonna take full damage. The other one also misses. And the one that has Moira restraint does not move, so it does not count. So only 2 of them move.
So they each take 20.
But
20.
and at the start of his turn.
But they have to move in a direction with the spirit guardian. They have
with
to
the spirit guardian. This is good.
guardian faith.
I
This
think
is a little
they
different.
each take 20 radiant damage.
Yeah, yeah. They just like take 20.
Ooh.
Oh, jeez.
Get out.
Yeah.
Well, the one that's restrained at the top of his turn has to take 1d6 fire damage.
Because of requiter, right? And the vinewood.
Tangle.
So what
Vine
ends up
loved
happening,
him.
because they had exactly like, oh no, wait, it's that one. Nope. Okay, that one not yet. But you said 1 point of fire damage.
1d6.
1d6. So please roll.
Going
2. All right. So yeah. So as you're doing that, this armor starts to get pulled away further and further. Just like the vines are just trying to pull apart this armor and break down whatever's inside.
Well, that is not a person because I feel very
But
bad.
they're all going to try to hit you then. So they do not have disadvantage because your miss only help your allies,
Yes,
correct?
it does.
All right. So the first one, a 12 and a 22.
A 22 will hit, even with my plus
All
2.
right. So that's 6 points of bludgeoning damage on the first one as they're just trying to slice at you and cut you down. The second one is a 22 and a 6, so only 1 hits there. That is only 3 points of bludgeoning damage on that hit. Then the third one, a 19 to, a nat 19, so that's going to hit. It's a nat 19, so 23. And then a 15. 15 does not hit. So only the third one will hit for 5 points of bludgeoning damage. So they're just slicing at you and trying to cut you up. The swords are kind of blunt and a little rusted. It's like these are clearly used as some sort of protective magics or measures as you're kind of gauging as you're fighting off 3 of these at the same time. So, as that has occurred, you hear in the distance like a whistle and like a click of the mouth, and suddenly the armor all like the light within them kind of drops down. And all of their weapons go to the side of them as this is happening. So, Lala, what do you want to do?
Has Laurel noticed the notes? Like, does she have one in her hand?
Not yet. She's like everyone's looking in the direction of where the notes are though.
And Rowan-
Specifically the one with the green cape and her.
And Rowan is sitting next to me. I'm going to tell Rowan that I'm writing a third note. Okay? And be like, Rowan, I'm gonna write one more note, and if you can do your best to drop it on her head when you can.
I fingers crossed my little eagle feet.
Your little
So I'm gonna write the exact same note as last time.
All right, sounds good. Use your full action to do so.
And then hand it to Rowan.
And you hand it to Ronan. All right, sounds good. That is your action. As it has occurred, you catch a couple of things, you guys. Most specifically, Lala and Rowan, you see Laurel kind of look down at these crumpled up notes in confusion. She looks up to the other people around her, and they all look kind of curiously, and the one in the green kind of bends over and grabs them and picks them up and like doesn't know what to do with them, and she just kind of like almost like with her hand goes like this, and he just puts them in her pocket.
Her pocket or
His pocket, excuse me. Or their pocket, whatever this creature is. She kind of nods, and they all kind of summon around her in a moment. And at that whistle, she kind of everyone's kind of curiously trying to figure out what's going on. Quite a few of them are looking in the direction of the captain, and they seem to be wanting to rush her inside the palace as quickly as possible, upon which she is amply accepting this idea, because clearly there's commotion or something's happening, as they kind of whisk her inside and do the similar formation. These people seem to be almost there's some sort of methodical protective stances that they have versus the V shape or the circle shape. But right now they're doing a circular protective circle around her as they're all walking inside the palace. And that's their turn. As this is happening, out here, you can catch Farlin in the distance making these calls and whistling. And you catch that all of the armor deflates as you guys were all engaged in battle. You also see him like doing some sort of motion that all of the guardsmen and women who are rushing forward have all stopped now, like in stance. Though still nervously like avoiding Moira's gaze. But they've all stopped mid-rush. And there's one person walking forward to you guys very cautiously.
Fascinating. All of you. You guys have held yourselves quite well.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm the one asking the questions here.
I just asked a question.
And I just raise my crossbow.
You
At
see
the
the
ready.
moment you raise your crossbow, he does a secondary whistle as all the 20 guardsmen all respond.
I wouldn't do that if I were you, darling.
Listen, I don't like her, but I don't think we should shoot her. Not yet.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes?
There's some stuff going on here, and we need to talk to Laurel.
To Laurel.
It's very important.
That's going to be a little difficult for you to do.
Why?
I look down, like...
Yeah, and you're still keeping a solid 30 feet, but like she's short. She's a short little, and you're
I'm
like
5'7", 5'8", so like...
What is your species? What are you?
I'm high elven.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell from the way that she's walking. Do you want to describe the walk and the look?
Oh,
of-
sure,
of your
yes.
character?
So very tall, very elegant, slender, high elven winter, if you familiar. Looks vaguely familiar as another high elven that may be in lore. Her name is Vlania, but not exactly Vlania. She's a little bit darker than Vlania. Usually has the hood up, has a mask over, but right now it's kind of down, but still just kind of a dark, sinister-y type look. Just very zen, cautious kind of feel.
Yeah, she's like looking down on you guys. Like not just down, but like she has power here in some sort of way. That if she snaps her fingers, trouble could start.
So, I don't know what's going on, and I don't know why we can't talk to Laurel, and I don't know who all of these people are. So could you indulge me? And please don't hurt us also.
Well, there's the first part that sure I'll indulge you, but the second part I am not going to guarantee that just yet, unless you guys promise that you're not going to hurt me and my men.
As long as you're no threat to us.
Not a threat yet.
I'm gonna take Requiter and I'm gonna put it out.
Put it out
And then put it away.
douse it. Farland walks up, big burly man again, short blonde hair, beautiful crystal blue eyes, walks up to you, kind of jogging. Hey. I said to stay out of trouble, my lady.
I tried. I'm sorry. It follows us.
These things were scary.
I called them off. They're protective measures. Do you have any idea where you are? You're in the palace of
we know
Waterdeep.
that.
Well, clearly not, from the way that you guys have been behaving.
Look,
Listen,
we just want to talk to someone in private.
We aren't from Waterdeep,
Clearly.
so we don't really know what the deal is in this town. We've been here for a little bit, but we haven't learned everything about Waterdeep yet. And so, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We have a
you're
compulsion
not a
to
child
aid.
of one of the nobility here. Is she your child?
No, I don't have any children.
But then who are
lovely,
these people?
delicate
We only met
subject.
you. You're the only one that came in.
They're
that...
my party.
We've done a lot of good for the world.
She's
We've
about
tried.
to be indoctrinated into the
Doctor
Church of
Lathander. She's a child
Lathander.
of Lathander. Listen, we are
Hey,
just trying to
wait,
aid
what?
people.
Excuse us?
Yes.
or whatever god you pray
It's,
to.
it's Lathander.
1 second.
It's Lathander.
Curious.
He turns around, he whistles and does like a double hand clap, and all the city guard that were watching, that are only about 25 feet away, all kind of bow, nod, turn around, and begin to march towards the caravan, which has those 20 people currently arrested nearby them. They're all trying to get,
So they're going away from us now?
they're currently going away. He and her are the only two people who are staying nearby, and he kind of gets closer to you. And he goes, Lathander, you say?
Yes.
I think I've heard of you.
You have? What nice things, I hope.
You're one of the only children that they've allowed in, right? They're pretty special.
I'm very special, yes, thank you.
And full of herself.
Deservedly
Teacher.
so.
Thank you.
If you give us a moment, and he kind of draws her closer, and you can hear them whispering. Does anybody have any ability to see?
I can see invisibility.
No, it's lip reading.
No. They're whispering to each other. It's very hard to hear. But with a nod, he kind of nods, and you see him grab her arm in a very in a way where rather he's passing her something, or they're doing some sort of shake, and then he nods and he turns back around. Well, this isn't protocol or my account here, but I'm gonna put you in Vita's hand. So you tell me what you think we should do.
Wow. Wow. This should be quite fascinating. So you guys need to speak with someone, correct?
Yes, Laurel.
Anyone that we can. I understand it is very difficult to talk to.
What is
Laurel.
it that you need to speak about?
It's about her recent robberies.
Ah,
Her earrings,
Her
specifically.
earrings, her jewelry. Right. You guys have a lead on who it is?
Yes,
We don't
watched
feel
someone.
comfortable saying anything to anyone but her. For reasons we don't want to say.
I think it might be a little difficult to get to her. And I don't think that's within our realm of possibility.
Just to say, I think that you can trust us as well, young one. If you say these people are to be trusted, I myself am a familiar fan.
A really fan of what?
And he turns around and he flourishes back his robe, and you see the symbol of Lathander. You also see a very distinct other symbol on his back, and he drops back his cape.
What does the other symbol look like?
So the symbol is the same symbol that you've seen on the bag with the emeralds. It is a noticeable one. Its shape is that of a hand holding a sword.
Can I use my divine sense very quickly?
Sure.
Evil registers in my senses like a noxious odor, and good rings like heavenly music. Do I sense anything?
Okay, you take a moment. You open up your divine sense. Nothing pings on your radar. A little bit of brightness comes from your little friend over here. But that's about it.
Okay.
Fascinating. So you guys want to report the stolen jewels, correct?
A particular person that had them when we found them.
Is any of that particular person one of you?
No.
No.
We did not steal them.
No.
Now, how can I be so sure that you are telling me the truth?
Look
Well,
at me.
As she says that, you hear him hitting his manacles on the side of his leg.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am a paladin of Helm. I don't know
I'm
how
a
much that
child
holds here,
Of
but
Lathander.
Yes, we heard.
I'm very nice.
Now, see, when someone says that, I'm not quite sure I believe this.
well, she's a child. She's a lot
Do you
of
wanna
children
roll
just
a
think
quick
on this.
Yeah.
Insight check
Plain.
on it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to do
Roll
that.
an insight,
Yeah,
my
look at
friend.
that, guys.
See if
Like
they're to
you
be
are.
trusted. These strangers.
Well, that's a natural one.
What you feel is this. Though their intent seems pure, these are strangers.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know anything about Waterdeep. Nobility, society. They could be a liability if they aren't questioned.
Don't know anything about nobility. Please. Can I see if
She says in her head.
please. Can I see if I recognize the symbol of the hand? with the
Sure.
sword?
Roll a history check.
Okay. It's probably not going to be. No, it's a nat 1. I don't know nothing.
Okay.
These didn't have one.
I know.
This is a symbol of the moment that you see it, they are to be vehemently trusted. the moment you see the symbol. Like, you don't know why. But not only do you want to trust the symbol, you want to know more about it. You openly want to talk about the symbol.
Okay.
Like, this is what you feel with that natural one.
Awesome, perfect. I'm just gonna open a channel to Helm and give a quick prayer and then say, we saw a Mass Lord of Waterdeep, what we think is a Mass Lord of Waterdeep, a fiend, I believe, with gold eyes. He ended up injured. He was trying to barter these earrings with a black ooze. Far beneath a mansion. That's what we know.
No, I think we would both be laughing because it's the most ridiculous thing that you've ever heard. A black ooze, a fiend, a manslaughter, like all of this is insane. It sounds like a fanciful tale. And as you guys are kind of like jauntily laughing about it, he kind of smacks you on the back and he goes, they're kind of funny.
Yes, they're entertaining.
You know what? Bring them in for questioning. How about that? I trust you.
Fantastic, yes.
And your ways and your methods. Perhaps you can get them to spill the truth, yes?
Perfect.
Fantastic.
We are spelling the truth.
Sure, cast a zone of truth on us. This is what we're going to tell you.
Huh.
I'll leave that up to her. And he kind of nods, and he walks away. A couple city guards come nearby that he had held back, that he resummons to like stand nearby you guys and just keep watch as she's interacting with you. But she's kind of just standing there, eyeing you all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, ask us your questions.
Oh, it's not questions, really. It's actually an adventure that we're going to go on. See, this is how I'm going to learn to trust you.
Adventure.
Yes, you're going to help me.
Do what?
We're going to go underground for a moment.
For?
I want to help you. It would be more helpful. If you let us rest for a little bit before we help you.
I'll give you a
Because
little
I'm
rest.
pretty tired after that.
I'm extremely exhausted.
So can we rest and then help you? We'll be more helpful then, I tell you.
So I can restrain you and put you and have some resting.
All
Is that
of
what you
these
like?
city guards hold up the
You
handcuffs.
can certainly try. I will go into whatever cell you want, but I will not be manacled.
Don't manacle her. It's not worth it. I'm telling you.
Don't manacle her. Why do you have such an aversion to this?
I am a noble woman. It is not befitting my stature.
How about you put us in a safe place? We'll chill for a second, and then we'll help you on your mission, and we'll be better, okay?
As long as I have your word.
You have my word.
Because I will hunt every single one of you down if you try to leave.
Okay, yeah, you got it.
So a couple of the city guard nearby you are like shaking just because they're still afraid of you from that intimidation.
You should put those down right now. Thank you.
Sorry, m'lady.
What is your name?
I don't have a name.
Oh, that's very sad. You should give your men names. My God.
It's okay. In fact, I will answer your first question that you asked me earlier. My name is Vidalia.
Vidalia.
Yes.
I am Lady Moira.
It is a pleasure to meet you. Let's put you guys in a safer place for a moment so you can get some rest.
Okay.
We're going to really need your help.
Is it okay if I send a message to my friend? I feel like they might be worried.
Who's your friend?
My friends Lala and Rowan, they're nice people too. Well, nice, she's a pixie, Rowan's a druid. But I just want to make sure that they're not worried.
I'm going to grab her mouth.
You guys are like starting to walk towards the palace where you're probably going to give them one of the guest bedrooms that is very protected for the night.
One room.
Yeah, one room that they can stay in the palace for the night. But as you're bringing them forward, like she's just rambling and.
Can I please, if that's okay?
We are a party of 5.
I need rest too. And they're really great. And they can be super helpful too.
They can be here in about 5 minutes.
Okay, I gotta use sending and send another message to Lala.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I gotta say, come meet us. We're here. We've been captured, but I think we're okay. We're gonna help with the mission. And I explain where we are.
Right as she explains where she is, you actually see them on the cusp of your vision, both of your visions, as they're breaking through the darkness and starting to make their way past the caravan with the people in questioning. You actually see them now that they're towards or entering and walking in the direction of where you guys were perched on top of.
Is Pass Without Trace still on us?
Currently, you have about, I would say, 5 to 10 more minutes left,
Okay,
yes.
Well, then I'm going to fly over there as stealthily as I can.
All right, sounds good. Roll a stealth check.
Get in my hood.
You get a roll as well, Rowan?
Oh, no.
Or do you want to stay?
Oh, no!
Oh, no!
Okay, so this is what happens. Lala, you like didn't talk with Rowan, like you don't know what's happening. You're just like, okay, yeah. So you just pixie fly all the way down, but you're A-lining it so quickly that the whirlwind air from earlier gets you caught up in a little bit of a trap. Like it was such a strong roll that the wind kind of kicks you up as you pixie fly in a circle and smack right into Vita's face.
Can I grab her?
Let's just see what it looks like when Lala hits your face. Like
I'm only like this big.
Barbie doll.
Actually, can I? I'm going to dodge that.
all right.
I'm a monk. I should
Yeah,
be able
you
to
are.
see that. I'm gonna assume that that's kind of like a where is it? Like where's my dodge missile one? Because that's like kind of like a ranged attack, right? Like,
So you enact the dodge.
Yeah.
Can I just have you roll a quick dex saving throw too?
yeah, sure.
As you see a pixie flying at your face full speed.
9.
9? Okay, yeah, you kind of are able to get out of the way. As you're talking and you're looking to Fauna, you didn't really have the peripheral vision to see this pixie fly at your face as she kind of smacks into your face. You don't get knocked over, but just the pixie hits you hard in the face.
That's her. That's Lala.
Sorry.
I have a little something on your face.
Hi.
Pixie dust. I'm Lala.
Hi, Lala.
We want to get out of her face.
Okay. I'll just
You peel yourself off her
sort of
face
flutter
slowly. There's like a glitter, like a bird glitter imprint as you're like pulling yourself off of her face.
No.
You said there was one more.
And with that, I like swoop down till I'm about like pretty low for a big eagle, and then I morph. I'm back into Rowan.
Okay, so you see this
And I
like
land,
really
and I'm a little
graceful
gnome.
eagle, and you see a tiny little gnome.
See, I told you they were helpful.
This one, yes. Not sure about that one. Got to stick the landing a little bit better.
You know, it was just I misjudged the wind.
We do that from time to time, dear. Shall we?
We're going for a rest. Great. And then we have to help them.
Do what?
That I don't know
We
yet.
don't know.
Sounds like a
I make an
Great.
insight check.
time.
There's no an insight. It just could be like a perception check, but you would have to talk and engage in a discussion in order to understand intention.
Oh, a perception check then.
Yeah, but a perception check is good.
Okay, 20. Not natural.
20. From what you can gauge from the way she's walking, it's clear that she's a higher up here of some sort. She has guardsmen working with her. She has people at her whim. Like you clearly walked into a very protected area of Waterdeep. So to be able to make it in here in one piece is pretty good, and to have someone like her to engage in discourse with might be the exact thing that you needed. As you can just tell from the way she's walking and the way that the guardsmen are acknowledging her. As this is occurring, you guys all get kind of pushed in with the rest of the guards. You do pass that caravan. It does look like though they had initially arrested about 20 people. There's more like 10 that they're actually trying to ship in. The other 10 are being questioned pretty rigorously by different folks and guards who all acknowledge her as she walks past. One of them actually runs up as you guys are trying to press forward into the White Palace. The white marbled entryway, because the palace is in the center. There's a secondary, smaller, half-sized, almost colonial-esque looking White House-esque building that you guys are going into. This younger woman kind of runs up to you and she takes a quick bow and she goes, "Miss, I know that we only get you sometimes when you're able to help us and assist us, but we're having some trouble with some of these detainees. Would you be able to help us later on, question some of them?"
Absolutely, I would love to. Let me escort these lovely ladies to their room, and I would be shortly down.
Sounds good. Are they some suspects?
Not yet.
Good day. And she walks away and she goes back to some people that she's
Who are all
questioning.
those people? If you don't mind telling me, Vidalia.
These are people who are being called in for questioning. There's about 20 of them. Don't make it 26.
Okay.
25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Five.
25.
Are
I
you
can count.
myself?
I can count.
One city guard person just like nervous. He's like real nervous.
As we're passing, can we overhear anything?
Sure. Roll a perception check to try to gauge if you can hear something.
Don't 20!
Nat 20, okay. So as you're walking forward, you let your the scope of your hearing kind of open up to the conversations that are happening. You do hear things being passed around. Some people seem to be servants. The ones that have been released, at least 5 to 7 of them are servants. From what you can gauge from the clothing and the way they're talking, there's another maybe 2 to 3 servants in questioning within the palace. There's a couple people who look like they might be horsemen, men who manage and man the carriage, who are also deeply in question, 2 of them. You also see what appears to be 3 nobles, like definitively, like those are nobility of some sort who maybe live in the palace and reside there, who are being questioned.
As a noble in the castle ward, have I seen them at all?
I wouldn't say you've seen these folk. These might be people who are close or stay within the castle walls, but just from the air, the way their skin is, from their hair to their clothing, 100% haven't seen the day of, like, the light of battle or worked a day in their life, perhaps. Definitely can tell that. And then the other 2 are, it's hard to gauge what they are. They're wearing a lot of dark clothing. It's hard to see if they're scullery maids or if they're just people, locals, but those are the 10 people you catch that are being questioned as you get pushed into the castle.
Should we move our minis?
Well, right now we're not going into secondary map yet, but the moment that we might go back into battle, I will make sure that your minis aren't
It is
active.
very stressful. It's not a stressful scene. But yeah, it was like, oh.
I'd like to walk up so that I'm walking right next to Vidalia and lean over and whisper, if you need someone to cast Zone of Truth on them, I can.
That might be quite useful. Thank you for your offer.
I'm here to help, I promise.
Did you need to rest, though?
Yes.
Fair enough. Shuffling them to the room.
Sounds good. So the city guard accompanying you all, you walk into what can be best described as a pretty nice looking castle. They're marbled floors, white floors, but the floor in itself is almost like a wood that looks like marble. It's very sheen, it's very white, it's very pristine. You walk into the entrance, upstairs into the initial door. There's 2 beautiful plants on either side and a basin of water that's just shooting out beautiful, like some sort of ornate fountain. It almost looks like the ships that are battling one another with water cannons. So it's a very cool kind of Waterdeep-esque fountain that that if you like ran through the center, it would be like one of the sprinkle events at one of the sprinkle stations at like Universal Studios for kids. It's kind of feel. It's quite large. She actually immediately, you do see on your left-hand side a nice plush couch, and then in the center, what appears to be a very large opening, beautiful rug, ornate rug on the floor in the center, and then some sort of staircase that like wraps up the center spire. So there's something that goes up to the second floor, beautiful staircase, but she gives you a hard right. So you can't even look at anything else in here. And you walk directly into what appears to be like a holding area. 2 large double doors. She opens each one, beautifully carved, intricately carved with that same wood that almost looks like marble. And she shoves you in very kindly, one by one. This is actually truly a holding area. There's only mats and very lush pillows on the floor. This seems almost like a tea station where you could sit and have tea and entertain. There's quite a lot of plants. It's very lush environment, and you can see through very small slit windows that are no more than they kind of peek inward and give you about 6 inches through stained glass to look, but it appears to peer out into a courtyard of some sort. But with this large rug and all these plush kind of pillows, it's at least providing some comfort and place to recover, though it's not formal beds. You know yourself, you would never give people like this the opportunity to sleep in like a palace room.
Right. I hope these accommodations to your liking. For now. Is there anything that I can get you, some sort of libation?
Would love some food of some sort.
Can see what I can do. Anything else?
I'm fine, thank you.
Wonderful. I like.
You guys see a couple city guards. You can hear them, and as you look underneath the doors, very small, couple inches you get, there's like a solid 4 guards standing right in front of the door.
I would also like to add before I walk away, and I say this enough so that they can actually hear through the door. If you see any of them walk out, don't hesitate to take them out.
You hear the stamp of a couple of glances and affirmations, and you leave.
She's very cocky.
Are we in prison? Do tell. Why are we here?
We attempted to tell them what was happening. It did not go very well.
They
Although
aren't
we're still
sure
alive.
if they could trust us to prove that we're trustworthy. We're gonna help her with a mission, but I told her we'd be more helpful after a rest because I'm pretty spent.
Agreed. And I find a rose-colored velour pillow on the floor, and I belly rub on the silk wool rug and roll myself into a little corner and nuzzle into a pillow.
Can I nuzzle into you, Rowan?
I lift up the corner of the rug, and she's my baby spoon.
So you cozy up. You take the best pillow you can find. You go in that corner and you just try to rest up. You guys are exhausted and spent, and it is in the middle of the night. This is 3 a.m. Like, you guys have been running around, taking care of things all day. You haven't had any chance to recover all your spells and your energy. So it's been a hard couple 24 hours. You're just glad to have a roof over your head, though it's not Rowan's amazing tree. A couple moments pass. The door opens once more. You see Vita come in with a tray full of cookies and biscuits, some really hot steaming tea on the top, and something that smells almost like a jasmine cider. It's got a floral scent to it, but it seems appropriately fitting for the room and the style. As she sets it down in the center, kind of just against one of the rugs, there's what's it called? The tray almost lifts out underneath it so she can make it a table itself. She sits there and crosses her arms against the wall.
I'd love one of those in my treehouse. Quite space conservation-y. Thank you so much.
Treehouse?
Well, she's a druid. She lives in the trees.
I used to be a hermit. I'm much more comfortable in nature, although I have to say, this rug and these pillows.
I'm glad you like. Do you enjoy the tea?
Great.
Anything else, ladies?
I take 5 cookies.
You just, there's not tons of cookies, so you take about half of them?
Sure.
Okay, scoop up half those
Please
cookies.
help for me, Lilith.
I like break off half of a cookie and give throat to Fauna.
Thank you.
She's small.
It's a whole cookie.
She's tiny. I'm
It's a whole
huge.
cookie.
What do you want?
Fair enough.
You just see this tiefling in the corner gorging on the cookies. She's getting crumbs. Are you getting crumbs?
Yeah.
Definitely all over
All
the
over.
nice cushions.
And what can we do for
Sorry.
you? I understand in here. My friends have filled me in. We're here to help you.
Well, the first
On
thing
a
is
mission.
that you'll clean up the mess afterwards.
Of course you will.
Excellent. Well, after your guys' rest, I'd like to see if you join me to go underground and fetch something for me.
None of us are dogs.
A.
So
B.
Well, I would be going with you, so it's not like I'm calling myself a dog either, but we are going to fetch a thing.
Will you tell us what the thing is?
Not yet.
Does it have anything to do with that blob thing
could it kill us?
that we saw?
Blob.
Big.
The black ooze that I was
Black
telling you about that
ooze.
you don't believe.
Dear, I really thought that was a joke.
No.
No. Oh, it's
Sujata,
very
it's
real.
not.
The black ooze was very real.
It was scary.
For what I hear.
It
I
like
wasn't there.
oozed up
Okay.
towards me. It was
In 3
gross.
words, explain to me this ooze thing.
Well, what was it?
Huge, black, and oozy.
That about sums it up, I suppose.
I don't know what else to say. It can shift shape. Not like shape shift, but it can like.
Lala, she said 3 words.
I
I'll
take
try
out
to
a
explain.
notebook and I'm gonna start jotting everything that they're saying down.
Yeah, you do. You're curious about whatever this creature is. You
I'm
begin
trying
to take notes.
To get into your mind.
Oh my gosh, it did! I think. Yeah? Yeah. It tried to do some stuff. I sound so crazy right now.
We've just seen
weirder.
little apologetic pitsy dancing on the floor,
We've
feeling.
seen weirder. We've been attacked by a
It's
giant
true.
clump of seaweed before, so
Oh
you know.
god, multiple. There were like
Multiple.
5 of those.
Mm.
We've seen some weird stuff. I'm
We
gonna
really
tell
have.
you right now.
Tell me about it.
Oh, an
The
aboleth.
ooze
Oh,
of
aboleths are
aboleth.
fun.
No,
They're
they're not fun.
Great fun.
They're
I'm trying to
terrifying.
suss out all the
Yeah,
information.
I'm gonna say that you guys spend the better part of the next 20 to 30 minutes just talking about, can we like, get little snippets of what that looks like? Just like one-line sentences.
And then I was drowning
She was
for a
in
long
full
time.
armor.
It was horrible. I was underneath the
And
ship.
they
I was
also
there for
get
like
in your mind.
hours. Yes,
Yeah,
they tried,
they
but they
tried.
can't because I'm a paladin. True.
And
And
Rowan
then
just pops up from her sleeping position and chimes in the code. That's so cute.
And then we
I
saw
thought you guys were sorry.
mythical
I thought
bird. The short rest was over.
sorry,
No,
we're
we had snacks.
we are. We are.
No, we're
resting.
taking a long
long
rest.
rest. We need.
Yeah,
we
we need a long
long
rest. So we're long resting, and y'all are talking.
Yeah. I was thinking that for
We
fun
got-
flavor
we took a little
text you
break
popped
and
up.
got
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
food,
We're
and
gonna
we're
be
gonna go back
talking
to our
about
long rest.
Okay.
Complete and utter stone.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just relaying like all of our weird
talking
shit
to
to
a
her.
statue.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but I heard it was very oozy
But
and
then-
black.
Then we saw
Yes.
that. You remember the last thing we did when we saw that bird that was like, "Hey, you might end up killing us," and then all of this shit happened. We've had a lot of journeys. That was
We were in the,
awful.
in the hourglass.
yes,
Oh my
yes.
gosh. Rowan lost
All
a
the
hand.
sense she did.
It's true.
But I made that.
Now. But look, they made me a magnifying glass,
It's
and I have
got-
this gorgeous little
That's a
emerald.
great little. I didn't know I was good at
turn to
whittling.
her and start talking to her about Helm.
Okay.
Hell.
Sounds good.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna say that she kind of pulls her aside in a corner as you guys are like chatting up a storm about all your adventures. And Lilith, I'm gonna say that as they're also talking, do you do anything like eat more of the food as they're?
I'm just eating food.
You're the only one with all the food as everyone's talking. I
I'm
love
so hungry, and then as soon as I'm done eating, I'm just gonna.
it. Kerplunk and
pass out.
snooze. Yeah, right in the center on the biggest, blushiest pillow. So yeah, you take a moment as they're talking and they're recollecting old days, and you kind of pull this curious little halfling aside.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell me, you seem to be quite popular amongst the what is the word?
Little androids.
Yeah, Lithandroids. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I have devoted my life to Lathander. It was inspired by my twin brother's passing. I hope to one day be able to bring him back, but I have found much peace in Lathander, and I'm doing my best to be the best that I possibly can be.
You seem very special, dear.
Thank you! I've been told.
And also full of yourself. Got it.
Yeah, but I think that confidence is important for a young woman.
It is, absolutely. And I applaud you for thinking that, but just keep it on, like, the down.
Keep it on the down.
Not everybody needs to know how special you are.
You know, you're cool.
Thank you.
I think I'm gonna try to be more like you.
Not the wisest decisions ever, but if you want to, I could teach you some of the ways.
Please teach me.
Okay, first things first, keep your mouth shut. That- and observe.
I had to breathe. My nose is stuffed up. I can't breathe through it.
I'm fine.
Okay, I'll be your student.
Excellent. So if you're going to be my student, I want you to report back to me 3 things that you've learned about your friends that you don't know.
What?
3 things?
I know my friends.
Do you?
Yeah.
You know everything.
No.
Even the tiefling.
No, she's mysterious.
Mm.
I have to report things I don't know about them.
Mhm.
I don't know a lot. How do I report it if I don't know it?
So find out and come back and tell me.
But then I'll know it at that point.
Really the gist of this exercise.
I'm so confused.
My dreams are very funny. They're making me laugh.
I've gone back to sleep and I'm snoring a little bit.
Sounds good.
I'm going to try to explain this to her as best
Yes,
as I can.
you spend the better part of a solid amount of time. But from what you can gauge, it's just she wants to take you under her wing. And she's a beautiful, strange creature, noble of sorts, holds herself appropriately. Definitely, you're curious about her, but I'll say that after some solid clarification, you're able to get the gist of what she needed.
They're
So,
good people, though, I'll tell you that.
what were you guys talking about loudly as that conversation was?
That bird in the hourglass. I fucking hate that bird. I wish
It
it
was
told
a
us
jerk
more.
bird.
It was a jerk.
Yeah, Rowan lost a full hand.
So-
no.
As you guys are talking, you hear like a knock on the door. And slowly it opens. You see Captain Farland standing there. And he kind of addresses all of you. He nods slowly in all of your direction. He goes, Milady, I'm sorry for the,
Almost attacking us.
well, unfortunately, it's not... It's one of those things where anybody within the palace walls would understand that you don't go within 50 feet of those. Now, I understand that you guys are all strangers here. That being said, I just wanted to give you my apologies. I know the accommodations are not suited to someone of your stature, but we know that Vita's taking care of you the best we possibly can, provided that all things go accordingly and these friends and allies of yours prove themselves as worthy as you.
Thank you, Farland. I do have to apologize on our part for getting in the way of things as we normally do. Unfortunately, that is our MO. But we are only trying to help. It's
We
our
get stuff
flaw.
done, though.
We do get stuff done. And I hope that we prove worthy enough.
He kind of closes the door behind him. What kind of stuff? What kind of stuff do you get done?
I just heard about
Death
30 minutes worth of
mostly.
this.
Mostly
We
killing.
did just just rehash a lot of things. We take out fiends. We are attacked a lot.
Giant
we are,
monsters.
So you're saying that you're somebody who you're able to handle a lot.
We try. We try to do good. We tried to take out a lich.
A noble woman getting her hands dirty.
Yes.
Speaking my language. Listen.
Oh.
He has no hair. He has a buzz cut. Listen, I see a couple of your friends are asleep. Who's asleep currently? Lilith, you were passed out with a bunch of cookies, right? Rowan, you're all curled up.
I just woke her up. His
Yeah.
knock woke me up, and then I saw
Okay.
Lilith was missing important information, so I whispered over to her.
All right,
Wake
sounds.
up.
So you guys are like feigning
yeah.
sleep, or are you guys actually sleeping?
I'm doing that, like,
No, I'm like
listening but not sitting up.
propped up on an elbow,
Okay,
but
so
still
he's-
tucked under my rug.
So he's aware that you're awake. Okay, he goes, Vita and Moira, can I speak with you outside for a moment? Just right outside the door.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure, could use the
I'm gonna stand by the door and make sure Moira's okay.
All right, sounds good.
Also gonna fly over towards the door.
So right
Put
as
my
the
ear
door
to, like-
opens and he closes it, brings out Vita and Moira, the door slams behind. You guys both put your ear out too.
Is there a keyhole or something?
There doesn't appear to be a keyhole. Just
Yeah.
seems to be a flat, like a flat
Can you see
surface.
under the door?
A
I'll
very
go
small
down.
amount, about us, maybe no more than 2 inches. Enough to see like the bottom of feet.
That's enough. Lala can see under the
Yeah, I'll stick my face.
Okay, sounds good. So the two of you guys are gonna like do like feet. Okay. So as this is happening, I'll say that you're able to hear because he just pulls you guys into the hallway a bit. He also disbands the city guard and tells them to watch on either side, so that way it gives enough room for the two of you guys to have a private conversation, at least within this foyer. And he crosses his arms and he goes, so as Vita here knows, she is a special hiree. We bring her in for occasions such as this when things get sticky and messy. She's one of the best in her field. So, we're putting you all underneath her supervision. I am the one who hired her out, and I am certainly someone who's curious about what happened. And he looks to you, taking a moment. Are you familiar with the Order of the Gauntlet?
If you're talking about Helm, yes. Otherwise, I don't believe I am. Is this the symbol on your back?
We could use someone like you. It's not often that we give a stranger the opportunity, but since you've already deemed yourself both fit in fighting that animated armor that you had set against you, which by all means I was definitely not watching from afar. But if that armor and you with your noble presence, if you're able to do something for us and our order, then we would certainly love to have someone like you underneath it.
Would you tell me a little about your order?
Yes, if you may. And so it takes a moment as Vita kind of like pulls out a scroll. And it's like this long list of the Order of the Gauntlet. You see a familiar symbol, the hand over the sword. This is what he says. He describes to you that it's mostly paladins and clerics of many gods of warriors and justice. But in particular, it seems like he is a follower of Lathander, which is a very strong presence of the Order of the Gauntlet within Lathander's temple at the spires nearby. It's essentially a way to find common cause against evil. So they are vanquishers of evil. They want to lash out in the moment of an evil act. When evil breaks laws, agreements, or anything like that, codes of conduct, the gauntlet strikes its hand hard and fast. So the belief system is essentially three things. Faith is the greatest weapon against evil. Battling evil is an extraordinary task that requires extraordinary strength and bravery. And punishing an evil act is just, though punishing evil thought is not. So very vigilant, smitey, armed folks, retribution, people of noble classes. He describes this to you. He gets really excited about it. Like he's a nerd about this as you're just like reading off the scroll for him and you're rolling. Yeah, she's not as entertained. But as she's reading off the scroll, you also catch on her wrist is the same symbol that was on his back. This hand over the sword. He says, right now the Order... Laurel Silverhand knows that we work in conjunction with her. We try to help. We have a feeling that perhaps one of our own has been working with some sort of group that has allowed this infiltration into the palace. This is where Vita comes in. Her expertise is in decoding and finding and eliminating those involved. Mm-hmm. So, if you're willing to help us, like you said, you have information about this, I have no doubt that you might be better equipped than even some of us as we're investigating those outside. You can rather stay here or help with the investigation now. Try to figure out who out of these many people might have been involved with this crime. Or I can conveniently, in the morning, have my guards accidentally go on the same watch, providing you access to different rooms within the palace to try to get more information.
If in shorthand, your goal is to stop evil, then I will do whatever I can to help you. Whatever that means.
Though Helm is not my god, it's a noble god, no doubt. A strange one to praise, not well known in Waterdeep.
He works in odd ways, what can I say? Though he is not obvious to many, he is known to few, and that is enough.
As long as you're willing to also see the light.
Sure, I can see the light. I'm not opposed.
He takes a moment and he nods to you. Then in the morning, perhaps when it's breakfast time and I come and accompany you, bringing you treats and goodies, you'll have an answer for me if you want to accept that proposal. That being said, I could give you no more than an hour with conflicting shifts, if you get my drift.
I understand. I'll have an answer for you in the morning.
It's getting late. Back in you go, yes? Mm-hmm. Vita? He nods. The city guard, he whistles. The door opens. You guys caught that conversation as well as you were listening. And yeah, you scurry back. And the door slams behind them. City guard are once more in the front, and you can hear his footsteps clicking away.
Can I do a perception check to see, like, catching them running?
Sure.
Is that against our stealth?
It would technically be, yeah. I want the two of you guys to roll a stealth check.
Did
And
we
no
still
more
have-
pass
no
without a
pass?
trace. Yeah, that has fallen off.
23.
4. 21.
Okay,
Oh.
but with the 23 contest, very faintly you can see the sparkles of a familiar pixie. Where are the two of you guys running off to? I need to know what
I'm
this
going
looks like.
to the nearest pillow, and I'm just going to flop on it.
I'm running to Rowan and jumping in
Okay, so what happens is this: you catch Lala like kind of like with the bounce of the pillow, like she was listening. But then because she's shorter and she has little halfling legs, you catch her last scurried run, and then she like pillow flops into it. But then you're not expecting it to be as bouncy as it is, so you bounce off of it. You fall on your back on the ground, and she just looks over you, like her face above you as you're lying on the ground.
Yeah, that spot. Do it again.
Okay.
Oh, great. I think the kink's finally getting worked out.
I'll do it again.
Oh, begging pardon. And
You have a lot of trees.
breakfast?
So with that, the rest of you guys, unless you have any questions or things you wish to talk about, are going to spend the night within the palace walls.
I actually do want to go and sit in a corner with Fauna for a second and just talk to her about.
Okay, sounds good. So before, as Fauna's trying to play it off like she's cozying, you begin, you can do trance. So do you wish to do trance within the first 4 hours of the last 4 hours? Because you only need 4 hours of sleep.
First 4.
First 4.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. So you go off into a corner, fold your legs, and you begin your trance as your eyes glaze over white. And you guys, I don't believe you have had many elves in your party, right? Or half elves or anything like this?
We haven't had any.
So I'm going to say this is like, you've heard of this thing called trance that elves go into, but you're like seeing it for real the first time as this like, her eyes glaze over and she becomes this like almost stone-like, she has a stone-like visage off in the corner. She's just sleeping?
Nothing.
So cool.
Our eyes are still open. I wonder what happens if we... Well, better not.
And then as the rest of you guys cozy up, you pull Fauna aside.
Yes.
Mhm.
You were listening, weren't you?
Yeah.
This order, it sounds exactly like the kind of thing I would want, which is why I'm a little nervous.
Yeah. It's scary. It's understandable you're nervous.
Do you do me a favor?
Always.
Would you reach out to Lathander for me?
Uh-huh.
And just ask him to watch over me?
I will, always.
Thank you, darling.
You're welcome. I don't want to kill you.
No. Let's not talk about that. That's very dark. And you have your big day coming up. Think of that. Just focus on that.
Okay.
Focus on your big day happening.
Okay.
We have a lovely present for you too, so think about that.
Okay. I just remembered I was supposed to be mad at you, but I forgot why.
I don't know either. But
Okay.
you're a teenager. You'll find a way.
Okay.
I'm gonna kiss her head and then send her after.
You do so. You cozy up.
I sit for a second and try to trance, and then I just fall asleep.
So you like try to roll your eyes to the back of your head. What does that look like?
I look at her,
Yeah.
and I examine what she's doing.
Okay.
Oh, it's so cute.
And then I eventually just get tired.
You fall onto adorable little Rowan and sleep on her plushie pillow. Moira, you also go to sleep. However, your dreams are a little less restful.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of stricken with a lot of self-doubt and fear after being discussed to in this way, getting offered something that does seem enticing. And you almost awake not as rested as you're expected in the morning as the dawn sets in. And
As soon as the sun rises,
Mhm.
I wake with the sun and pray to Lathander to watch over Moira.
sounds good. In the morning, you're able to do that. I'll have you do a religion check in a second. But as you are waking up, though you feel recovered, you don't feel as energized as you're expecting. You did not gain any of your hit points
Oh.
over the last long
Wow.
rest.
Okay.
Now your spells are back, but you just feel like this weight or this like exhaustion almost kicked in, though it's not full exhaustion, it's just physical exhaustion. Can I have you roll as you wake up just a quick intelligence check to see if you can remember any of your dream? Because you're like trying to recall it because you don't feel good.
7.
Okay. Take a moment. You're like, why do I feel this way? And the only thing you can remember is like a circle of darkness and then the flash of that vision that you once had with the dream sequence. and you shake it off. But all it was like black shadows. Like you can't remember any of it, but you definitely saw a flash of that vision of Fauna killing you. It's a little alarming. Like almost you couldn't sleep and rest up because of that vision was repeating in your head. So, you awake in the morning. You rolled a religion check to pray to Lathander as Moira requested. Okay. Religion.
19.
Okay. So you take a moment after trying to trance in like a very restful sleep, feeling good as the sun is trickling through the stained glass window and painting everything in this beautiful rosy red and green. The colors kind of dancing off of all of the pillows and the very colorful mosaics. It's a very beautiful room. So you're kind of able to kind of enjoy this and pray to Lathander. As you do so, there's this like warm energy that you felt circle within you before a couple of times, very similar to what you experienced in the labyrinth. As you can feel this like warmth guide you, you see like a burning torch almost that's glowing brighter and turning into a sun. And as you see the sun, you see a small speck of blackness within the center of the sun. And your vision kind of trying to understand what Lathander's trying to tell you. You focus clear, and almost pull yourself closer into the sun and closer into the sun, as close as you can get to that little black speck in the center. And as you go closer and closer to the speck in the center, you suddenly see what that speck is. And it looks like a closed eye. And then you get pulled out.
That's the symbol of hell, right?
It's not the symbol of hell.
What's the symbol of hell?
Helm is the gauntlet with an open eye in the center.
A closed eye. Don't know.
Do you tell anybody this? Like you just had this vision, and you're all like waking up. There's biscuits. There's hot muffins going on. And Rowan, do you any particular requests?
Cheddar scones, and it's amazing.
Yeah, you specifically asked for pumpkin butter and cheddar scones, and
I'm
got
getting
them.
plump, as my vision told me I could.
You're Mrs. Claus.
I'm embracing it. Oh, yeah. I'm giving Lilith a run for her money.
Yeah, she definitely is in the morning as she's eating, and you like we're going for the food, but Rowan just pushes you aside and starts gorging.
I'm gonna pull Rowan aside. And
Okay, so she's got her face smeared with cheddar biscuit and pumpkin spread.
Yummy.
Right, it's so good.
I want to talk to you. I had a vision. A closed eye in the middle of the sun. Evil.
Let me make a religion check.
Sure.
How far away are they?
You're on the opposite side of the room. You are about 20 feet away.
Natural 20.
Not 20. All right. So and you also only hit trance. So you had 4 hours of being able to just like walk around. Did you do anything in those 4 hours? Like investigate them?
Oh,
or look?
yes.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
All right, then I'm just going to make this be an investigation check to try to get more information on these people, as that had happened the 4 hours that they were asleep, that you were able to not sleep. And you... What did you
Not well. 7.
7? Okay, so I'm going to say this. You were, like, curious about these people and what they are and who they might be. So you kind of, like, walk around, but, like, the moment you tried to, like, peel back, like, one of their satchels, they all, like, shuffled and snored and pulled it closer. So you're just, like, you can't get any more information about who these people are. Your sticky hands weren't quite as kind, but at least you didn't wake them up as you just go back defeated and had watched them haphazardly until they woke up. You with a natural 20. Mm-hmm. Almost definitely from the way she's describing it, the sun represents Lathander. And from the way that the eye is, you don't know of any religion that praises a closed eye. Like, open eye would be the symbol of Helm, but what would a closed eye be? So it's confusing because it's like, unless it's a brand new religion that's happening right now, doesn't make a lot of sense.
So basically, what's the Antichrist for Helm?
Closed eye?
I'm thinking you might have witnessed a vision of the Antichrist.
The Antichrist of Helm. The anti-Helm.
Anti-hell.
Maybe. Should I ask Moira about it?
it might freak her out a bit, don't you think?
Yeah, I don't want to freak her out. She's got a big day.
She's got a big day. I think keep it to yourself for now. I'm glad she told me. You know, when I go back to my bookstore, I'll look up what I can find.
Okay, thank you.
Here, have another cheddar scone.
Okay.
Eat another cheddar scone. You guys all wake up, cozy coffee, biscuits aplenty, butter, rum, everything that you guys could want and have, alcohol in the morning, whatever you want. You guys are tended to. Farland walks in, takes a moment, kind of crosses his arms at the door as he scurries away some of the city guard and says, again, apologies for the accommodation. I hope they're to your liking. So in about 8 hours time or so, there's going to be another watch where you guys have the option rather going to court and pleading your case against some of the people that we are going to be investigating. Or you guys are free to be released. We're not holding you as suspect yet. Though no doubt Vita will keep her eyes on you if anything does turn up. And also, looks like our watch is shifting in about 20 minutes. For some reason, I'm telling you that.
Your watch is shifting?
Yeah, what?
Our city guard, our city watch.
Or if you guys wanted to go somewhere.
It's an opening.
I didn't say that, Vita.
Can I-
Tactfulness, coyness.
You're among.
I'm
Well,
not good at this thing.
I'd
Not
like to
really.
say that you're among friends. I hope that in the future
Acquaintances.
I know, but I could get in
Friendly.
trouble for this. So I'm trying to
Farland,
speak
can
in. I'm trying to
Farland?
speak in.
Farland, can I talk in the corner? Just
Oh, you want to talk to me in the corner?
yes.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. He runs his hair through his buzz cut again. Yeah, what's going on?
Take
Yeah,
him
one
over
second,
to
Vita. In noble business, right?
I go over there, too. I don't know if you know this, but we're from a noble family. My mother and me.
Oh, she is your child.
No, she's not. I have not had a child. She might as well be because I love her like a child, but no, she's not my child.
This is for adult talk, no
She
doubt.
can.
Oh, well, you said
Just kidding. It's for nobles.
She's a child of Lavender. It's fine. You might want
Moira.
to think about what we were talking about, including.
I think he wants to flirt with you, and you're like really shutting him down.
Lilith, did you just sign say that
Yeah.
behind her?
Yeah.
He
Like-
catches that Lilith's behind you and he's like that.
Like he's trying to flirt with you.
Listen, I have some shit to deal with.
Yeah, but if you
Emotionally,
flirt back,
first?
then maybe he'll help
What's happening?
us.
I will think about it, but I have something I need to
I think
talk
I
to him
hear
about
her.
first.
Yeah,
No,
I was like,
should I
can I
hear?
hear?
Yeah. No, you guys can definitely hear what's happening. Like he's within earshot of Moira. He catches what Lilith's saying.
And then I say, oh, sorry, Moira.
It's fine.
I'm sorry.
It's not what you.
Sometimes I don't know.
No, actually she's right. Listen.
Seriously? Yeah. Really?
Heavenly. Vita, this is all I got, okay? It's not often I get to ask a nice, pretty, noble woman out for a drink, okay? All right, I'll
Ladies,
admit it.
let's go have some more scones. Munch on some sausages.
Ooh, save the Marcona almonds for Mr. Hopkins.
Hey.
So
So we
yeah,
go
so
out the doors and have a conversation where they're not going to be.
well, I gotta bring Vita per protocol if you
Sure.
go outside. So
Okay, all right. Okay, we'll be in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a lot to talk about. My noble bearing will not allow me to be embarrassed about anything.
I'm taking a leap of faith here. I'm the
What?
one.
No, you
you
are.
know what? I'm sorry. I
Don't
was
be
too.
sorry. No,
I was just stricken
there's
by
a
your
lot- okay,
symmetrical
I'm
face.
used
I
to-
overhear this, and I'm just like,
1 second.
this is the worst
Can we
flirting
just, no,
I've
excuse me,
ever
sorry,
seen.
just
You
wanna
can we-
ask her
can we-
about
Can we just talk in a corner for just a sec with no one else listening, please? That's all. Listen, okay. So
Yeah. Sorry, Vita. Stuff.
Ask her out already.
I'm going to just whisper so Farland can hear me and say, listen, there's a lot that I'm going through right now. There's a lot of shit. I'm afraid that I might do something that will make my friends try and kill me. That's a lot to deal with, right? But on top of that, I still have my ex-husband's hand in my bag. It's a long story.
You don't have to give me.
I would like to have drinks with you. That's the point.
I feel like you
but
might need a drink.
I
Listen.
do. I do. I
Yeah.
very much do need a drink.
I mean, these hands, massage. It's a massage. I'm trying to say you look tense, and I would take you for a couples massage for first date. Is that too much? Oh gosh, Vita, good job, Vita.
Hey, Farland. Okay,
Keep going.
But here's the thing.
Enjoy.
My answer is yes to the thing that we talked about last night. Tentatively yes to this thing. I have some things to
Oh, great. If
figure
you
out.
want
But
to.
hey, first of all, we need to deal with what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Also,
That's
I would very much like to go to my temple. I have some praying that I need to do if I am able.
Listen, I can pull whatever I can, but I don't think once you guys leave here, I don't think you guys can come back in. Like, I'm gonna have to get a lot of clearance, and you guys were lucky enough to sneak in without any trouble. Like, right now, you're underneath the watch of Vita. You know, if things... I can't promise that. But what I can do is pass along a message, if you trust me.
Can I roll an insight?
Yeah.
Okay. My insight. 16.
He has been trying to do his job. He looks tired, but this guy really does seem genuine, and no other motive other than trying to help you right now.
Okay. Give me just. I need to write some things down. Stay there. And I'm gonna go over to my pack and pull out a little pad and write a note to Kibber.
Okay.
And tell him about the dream that I had and my concerns. Nothing about the order, because that's not his business, but tell him to set up a prayer for me, if he can, because I am not feeling myself, and I'm feeling like something is hurting me deeply and hurting my bond with Helm.
Okay. So Moira scurries over to her pack. She begins to write something down after you see the two of them talk in a corner. You just see Farnham, like, look at Vita and, like...
I'll be right back. And go back into yeah.
Okay.
And I want to talk to Lilith and Lala.
Okay, so off in the corner, as Moira's writing this note, you kind of pull Lilith and Lala into a corner, and you sit down.
Ladies,
The sausage is great. I just want to let you know.
I'm glad it's to your
I'm
liking.
really appreciating it.
Was it barbecued enough?
Oh, yes.
Great.
Yes.
I'm very happy to hear that. And you, what did you enjoy?
That pillow was great. It was really cushy. We're all comfy. I'm enjoying watching Moira get asked out on like a bunch of dates. It's like it's
pretty entertaining.
Really, it's so exciting.
Yeah.
You know,
I also just like to watch men fail at flirting. It's fun.
especially with Moira.
I knew
Yes.
I liked something about you. It's quite fascinating to see him fail. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's quite fun to watch. You should see how his eyes twitch just a little bit, and he'll turn a little bit pinkish here. It's great.
I'll watch for that next time,
Yeah.
if there is a next time.
So, how did you guys come about meeting your fellow adventurers?
Well, I met Rowan at a music festival that I was playing probably 6 years ago now. And I was playing some music, and then I was also telling some jokes, and I told a pretty offensive joke about one of the noble people that lived in the town. And at that event, they wanted my head.
It's like we ran out of horn glue.
We've ran out of horn glue.
I see.
This is
Battle
this is
injury.
early onset Hornsheimer's. Anyway,
Get that looked at.
yeah. Do you have a doctor here?
Potentially, yes.
Oh,
Is it expensive?
We'll talk about it.
okay. So as I was running out of the festival, because they were out for my head, I ran across Rowan, and she had some herbs that she was offering me because she loved my performance, and I was like, we gotta get the hell out of here, come with me. And so then we went off on an adventure together and evaded the noble people from that town. And we've been on this adventure ever since.
Then how did you get wrapped up in all of this? And
You know-
furthermore, how did you trust a tiefling? That doesn't happen often.
It's not within my nature to judge people based on the way that they look. That's kind of like baseline for me, because that's what happened to me in my old town. So, I was actually raised by elves. I don't know. You wouldn't know that. I just met you. But yeah, I was.
That's comforting. That means you have some morals in you.
Yeah.
I was rejected by my family as a young tot, so I don't really feel like any sort of allegiance to demon bloods.
I say something to her in Infernal.
Okay. So as you say that, what do you say Infernal? What do you wish to say?
I just want to tell her, good on you. I'm glad that you didn't follow those ways.
It's kind of what you hear.
I overhear this and I glance over.
And I respond, and that just means thank you.
I'm waiting for this one's reaction.
Yeah.
This.
Carry on. So is there any reason why I shouldn't trust her?
I don't know. Maybe watch your food around her. That's about it, right?
Yes, and if you have any furry little creatures around, keep an eye on them too.
Don't leave your pets unattended with her.
And is there any reason why I shouldn't trust her?
No, she's very trustworthy with all kinds of things.
Insight check. Wow, this one's just not liking me today. Hang on a second.
Roll a deception check, please.
Yeah. Can I roll persuasion?
It's deception, because technically you're saying that she's super trustworthy. She steals stuff occasionally. So.
12.
13.
Oh. Okay, so on that contest, there's like a moment where you're like, but you hear a waver in her voice that says like, nah, little Pixie's a little shifty. Sounded bad, but I was trying
Pixie's a little shit.
I was trying to say the word shifty, and then I hiccuped. I ran out of breath. Little shifty, just a little shifty. Not, you don't get like bad vibes. You just get like, better watch my stuff around this one.
Noted.
Is Farland still in the room?
He is. He's like she said stay there, and so he's like a dog right now, and he's just standing there.
I'm gonna approach Farland. Farland, I saw what went down over there. And
Are you talking about my mission? Are you talking about the mission?
I'm talking about when your eye twitched and your cheeks got red.
What are you talking
and
about?
you babbled. Like, I know it's embarrassing for you, and it's embarrassing for all of us to watch. So next time you're gonna ask her out, come to me, because I can help you with that condition. I'll just give you a little boost, okay?
Okay.
And I think it'll be helpful for you. So next time you want to ask out Moira, come to me first, okay? Because none of us want to see that again, okay?
You're embarrassing us all.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? I'm really glad Lithandrite to Lithandrite that, you know.
I'm really rooting for you.
Thanks. You're a really mature 14-year-old, you know that?
Thanks, I know.
Have
Cool.
you been brought to the light yet? Or?
Soon.
Oh, you're going. Your initiation's gonna happen?
Yeah, very soon.
Oh, it's gonna be great. I'll be there. Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Maybe with a special someone on my arm.
I hope so. I hope so.
Thanks.
I can't any of that.
I'm gonna say you're busy writing the note right now, so this is during the opportune moment. And he just kind of like goes, "What kind of scents and flowers does she like?"
She likes lilies.
Okay, great. No, I was only asking because I'm gonna get them for her.
That's smart. That's
Cool.
nice. Again, come to me before you give them to her, okay?
Oh, come.
To me.
Where do I find you? What, at the
Wherever I
temple?
am.
Maybe at the shrine? Are you there most dawns?
I'm there most times, yeah.
Okay, great. We'll meet at dawn and then we'll
Okay.
we'll do that.
Okay.
Did you do your dawn prayers?
I sure did.
Okay, good.
This conversation is an absolute gem.
He gives you a little wink and a nod. Rowan, excuse me. What have you been doing during this?
I've been sitting on my bedroll. It's already rolled up, and I'm just sitting here waiting. Are we gonna adventure yet or what? Yes, one.
I'm also going to.
I'm starting to miss Mr. Hopkins.
Actually, what I was gonna say is, could you roll a quick perception check? Just a general perception check as you're looking around, trying to keep engaged.
13.
13. Okay, it takes a moment as you're like getting frustrated. You're like, I want to go and kill stuff. You hear a little against the stained glass window, like that. And you see there, pressed against with this little face against the stained glass window, your friend, Mr. Hopkins, the squirrel. He's just there, but he can't get through because it's like a fully stained glass window that lets no air in and out. But he's just there with like his little face against like one of the rosebuds, and he's like trying to look through.
Open window.
It does look at the top. There's like a latch that would allow in about a foot of air max that you could go unlatch and he could climb through if you want.
So I take me laser pointer from out of me pocket and I
Your
point
laser
it. Pointer? Aye, squirrels go crazy for laser pointers.
You're pointing you a laser pointer?
We'll say it's a beam orientated
I know what it is. I know what it
light.
is. I take me magnifying glass. I use the reflective light and I make
laser
him
pointer
From the
follow the
rose-colored
dot.
glass, yeah.
all the way.
And so you use your magnifying glass hand to dance. And so, yeah, he gets really excited as you hear him squeak and jump from ledge to ledge. And then you just see his little face pop out from, like, the foot of that. But the latch is not yet open. Like, the latch isn't open. It's pretty high. It's about 10 to 15 feet up. 10 feet up. Pretty high.
Vita, begging your pardon.
So she's sitting over by Lilith and Lala. She turns around.
Do you know of any, I hate to disturb and interrupt, do you know of any, you know those little hooks they have in, what do you call them here in Waterdeep, retail shops, to get to the higher shelves? Do you have anything like that so I can reach the latch on the window? Lala!
Fly up and open the latch.
You get to fly up
I
looking.
didn't want to disturb the conversation, but thank you.
You're able to easily open the latch. It's not too difficult. A little
And
rusted.
Mr. Hopkins jumps into my...
Yeah, he's like there. He's like pinging against the glass. You open it. He sits on the little like lead edge there, and then jumps off and lands full belly
got
flop.
a good sense of smell.
I literally jump. Vermin! What is... Why?
It's very, very sweet. Look
In
at
the
him.
castle?
He won't disturb a thing, will you, Mr. Hopkins?
I don't want to see that thing at all.
It's all right. He's quite familiar with his pocket.
He jumps
Into
on
the
your
pocket.
hand. He tries to like sniff Vita a little bit.
I think we'd better steer clear for now. I saved some Marcona almonds for you. And I put them in my pocket.
Yeah, he sits in your little pocket and eats the almonds. So, Moira, you finish your letter writing. Farland's standing there. You see, like, Fauna kind of walk away casually from him.
Nothing to see.
Very bad casual walks. I'm gonna do a little wax seal with the signet on my ring, and then pass it over. Would you take that to Kiba?
I will, and I'll report what he says back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tucks it away, gives you a nod. Well, it looks like it's about time for those shifts to shift, so, do what you will. Let me know how it goes. And he walks out that front door. Couple moments pass. You do hear City Guard walking away, as you have heard as they shifted their watches, but a moment passes. The rest of you guys don't hear footsteps back. Seems pretty quiet.
We should go.
Yes, we should.
Wow, what's happening? There's a moment for us to escape and help. So that's what
let's
we're
do
going
it.
to. Yes.
And with that, let's take a break. See what happens.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's so tense. It's making me so tense.
I know, it's such fun music. It's great music.
Let's
By
get
Nick.
it.
It's Nick's music.
Oh,
Yeah. Like being on Twitch and
Yeah.
talk with people. Hey guys.
That's
To our
awesome.
chat.
Super fun.
Let's talk about all the stuff that's happened already.
Man, I
in
love
this
this. You guys are
episode.
engaging
This
a
has
lot.
been a lot
Good
of
job.
episode.
Good job.
Woo!
Ooh, my sound is on.
My sound.
Hello. Hello.
I'm going to escape.
Escape.
As I need to use Little Princess's room.
Yes, my lady.
Hi, Gabriel Knight 52.
Hello. Hi, friends. Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Rude Knight 13 says good episode so far. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm loving
liking
it. I'm loving it.
Episode so far.
Such fun stuff happening. I love it.
That's when I asked what happens next. We don't know. Kelly knows, maybe.
You know, there were some people at the beginning when we were first doing TGG that were like, is this scripted? It's totally scripted. Nah, bitch.
What? No, this
It's
is
not
all
scripted.
fully improvised, my
Improv
friends.
actors, man.
Dilly Gaffrin.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks, Stabby Rogue Games.
Stabby Rogue.
That's fun.
That was really cute.
That was
That was
so
such
funny.
a cute scene. Oh my god.
There's a lot of fun scene work in that
Yeah.
one. Also, you guys got into a palace without getting arrested. Good job.
Ooh, okay.
Good
we have a
job.
question.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is Girls Gets Glory the name of the character's in-game adventuring party, or just the name of the show?
We don't have that.
That's actually, I was curious
I
about
don't
that.
think we
Yeah.
ever settled on an adventuring party name.
Our characters never talked about it.
No.
I mean, maybe soon though.
Yeah.
Maybe soon.
I think someone pitched like Battle Babes, but we had
Ichabod.
Ichabod
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
So, you know.
And
My
we have
voice
Mr. Hopkins.
doesn't hurt from doing Fauna at all.
She's a pro.
It's all I do is go up and hold my nose.
So, Lord Arctic Frost. I'm saying it like that because of the way you spelled it. Kelly's horns have been melted,
They've
and they need to
molted off.
regrow.
Essentially, what that means is we have to put them on a new band,
Yeah,
so that way I can.
We gotta repair them.
But I'm glad. I do feel naked without them.
Ooh, okay. Akisha says.
Hey, Keisha.
Hi, Akisha. Hi. Awesome game tonight. Thank you. What are your favorite environments to adventure in and explore? Dungeons, wilderness, towns and cities,
That's a good
mixture?
question.
I like wilderness.
I like nature settings. 'Cause
Yeah.
You never know what type of creatures are gonna show up.
Yeah, there's some real fun ones. When we were in the high forest, when we were just playing one-offs and stuff, it was really fun.
I like
Very
the
imaginative.
magical environments. When we were doing all the Silvery Moon stuff.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love.
I mean, you'll
love
probably
Silver
find
Moon.
yourself in Silvery Moon again.
Awesome.
I mean, that's like one of my favorite places in Forgotten Realms.
Silvery Moon and festivals. I love festivals.
yes.
They're so much fun.
They
All
are.
the crap that happens during a festival, I love
Yeah,
it.
you probably actually, from the amount of time that you stayed in Waterdeep, you guys have probably been through quite a few festivals.
Oh, have we been
some-
through Liar's Night?
Yes,
Oh.
that was probably like conveniently a week ago.
Cole Drake says most adventurers don't get together and say, hey, we can't adventure without a catchy name. The name comes after the adventures and treasures. So I feel like we've been through, we'll figure it out at some point.
As soon as we get a stronghold.
Yeah, and somebody will probably ask you guys too, you. Your ship is kind of your stronghold, though.
That's true.
You have a whole ship.
Someone says time for a healing hot toddy, Miss Seeley.
Yeah. My grandfather was very, very, very Irish, so every time I had a cough, he would give me, even as a child, just like shots of whiskey.
Wow.
I love hot toddies. It's hot toddy season, guys.
It is.
Oh, it
It's always hot
is.
toddy
Mulled wine
season. You do, right?
And wine and spiced. We made spiced
Cider.
spiced
yeah.
cider
Halloween.
for last minute Halloween festivity.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, these ladies looked fantastic. I don't know if you follow them, but you should, just to see their costumes.
That was so much fun.
It was
We'll
so
have to
fun.
reprise that
We're
again.
definitely
Definitely.
do it.
Of
We should do it for the run fair. It's gonna be hot.
Yes!
That sounds
If we
fair.
can find a weekend that it's not unbearably
Hot. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Hey, wait, how do I get in on this chat?
It's
Go
just
to
Twitch.
Twitch.tv/D&D.
Oh, my phone is not gonna work that.
Robot Chronic says if anyone dies, parentheses God forbid, and we're given a resurrection would you change your race? No.
Oh, cool.
I like being a pixie.
I want to play an elf. I want to play an autumn elandrin really bad, but I think I'll keep Moira human. It just fits for her, I guess.
Yeah.
I am loving playing an elf.
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Elves are great.
Elves are
Elf
so
before.
fun.
I know.
I have in my Dice Camera action character who was there for like 8 episodes.
Yeah.
She was
You're doing a great job on it.
Thanks. I love
I
it.
know this is a
Yes,
stepped
we love
up
having
crew.
you.
I know.
It's a great dynamic with the rest of the group.
Yeah, you guys are all amazing. I got really lost in the story when you were calling me in. I was like, oh wait, right, I got an act now.
I have to say
I'll
something.
take it.
Failboat has a question for Kelly. Where do you find inspiration for your stories that you tell through homebrew campaigns?
Oh, what a great question. I actually, how funny is this? I sit back and I often do the rule of improv, which is don't think. So for most of my favorite places that I've crafted or come up with, it's when I sit there and just like almost find a zen and find like a moment just to breathe, and then something happens, something really beautiful, and then I'll write that down, and then I'm like, I want them to explore that because that would be like a really cool element or thing to engage with. So most of my inspiration, and I think it comes from this, consuming ridiculous amounts of YouTube, television, film, letting that all sit there, and then just not thinking, because then you'll find inspiration from that. So I find baseline story inspiration sometimes from a lot of old publications from Forgotten Realms, but then like in terms of world building, like all of Myth and Antar, like that was like a lot of just me like being like, what would be cool to see. A lot of stuff I choose. A lot of stuff I do is just pure inspiration point. Like it's just let's see what happens. My mind is crazy. I'm a writer, a fantasy writer, because I live in my own reality. Everybody.
Real quick, Kevin. Dranisha went on a soul-searching journey to lay the ashes of disintegrated Walton to rest.
So sad.
So sad. And with her, she took Gailon and wine.
Yeah, took a couple of them. Though apparently Fauna's now over Gailon.
She's
I'm so over him.
Does Fauna have? I mean, I'm gonna be a question person. I'm gonna be the person in chat right now. I'm gonna ask the question we're all curious about. Does Fauna have her eyes on anybody right now?
She still loves Gailon.
Does she? So she's a little bit in denial.
Yeah, she's like, I'm over him. He doesn't treat me right. All that stuff. But she's still like hoping that now playing hard to get.
Oh, it breaks my little heart.
Who knows? Maybe she'll meet someone new.
You haven't met any of the orphans. In
Yeah,
Helm's
there's a
orphanage.
bunch of orphans at Helm's Hall.
Some of them are
There's
your age.
that's not a normal sentence.
No. But
I'll
in D&D,
set you up with an orphan at
yeah,
Helm's
we have a
Hall.
lot of weird sentences in D&D.
Anti-helm.
The anti-helm.
The anti-helm.
Oh, God. That eyeball. Erica and I looked at each other because that eyeball made me so nervous because it reminds me of in Shit Goes Down.
Oh
The
yeah.
eyeball in Your Sand.
Yeah.
And that we never got to the bottom of.
Yeah.
Isn't your one a closed eye on your dice?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the natural one. When Gil made our dice, my natural... Oh, that's terrible. Oh, God. The natural one on my dice is Helm's eye closed, and then the natural 20 is Helm's eye open. So Helm is keeping his eye on you when you roll a 20.
The metaphors, guys.
Yikes! Yeah,
That's
I've
awesome.
given you a lot of ammo. I'm realizing now, because I sent her a private
Sorry.
message with a bunch of more backstory shit about Moira, so I've given you a lot of ammo to hurt me. Please.
Yes. Well,
Please
never
be
to
merciful.
hurt anybody. Just
please be
for
merciful.
luscious, loveless story. It's like eating a delicious story sandwich. So many layers.
So wait, just to clarify, is that religion check I did, basically all it told me was that it's not, the closed eye in the sun is not associated with any religion I would have known about.
Exactly. So it was
Okay.
it was something like the religion check was, it was a nat 20. So you could pick out the symbols and what they mean. So you were like, cool, I know that means Lathander, but this other thing, I know it's normally Helm's symbol, but it's an eye closed. So it, like, interpret that what that might mean, but you were able to infer exactly what those symbols were.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
100%.
Wait a snack.
Okay, then I'm
I'm
forgot
gonna
to
get a
add
snack.
the Lathander part, so I'm gonna like.
Moira
I
is
already
the
have an
anti-helm.
aha
No! No!
But I'm sure it's obvious to her though.
Yeah.
So, Gabriel Knight has a question. Is Moira moving off the love of her
That your
husband and
vision
opening herself up to new
goes
loves,
on
or
the
is she,
The sun.
does she need to get vengeance before she does that?
Okay.
Moira's kind of tricky in terms of romance because she does have a lot to deal with that romance is really not at the forefront of her mind right now. I think it's been like 4 or 5 years since her husband has died. It's been a long time. It's been a while.
It's
So
been.
it's been. She has technically moved on. I think she's just, I don't know, hesitant to get back in the dating pool. I will say though, her husband did have blue eyes, and that's why she's having so much trouble with.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Elaine, he was like the most stereotypical Irishman, bright blue eyes, red hair.
Oh, I'm trying to think of the equivalent of what this guy looks like. I have a very specific visual It's an
Please say
action
Chris
star.
Evans.
I actually not so much. It's more of a Chris Pratt.
Like
I'll take
Walker.
it.
Paul
Just a
Walker.
buzz cut.
Paul Walker. It's Paul Walker. 100% Paul Walker. Yeah. That's much better.
For Paul Walker. Wait, who's your ex?
And that works.
The Farland.
Current man.
They asked how long has this group campaign together?
Oh, it's been a while. It's been several years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing with you guys for like a year and a half.
Yeah, Kelly. So
Yeah.
it was us without Kelly for a couple of years, and then Kelly's been playing with us for a year and a half.
Indeed. Do you guys, Steven, do you happen to know if there's a raffle?
I do not.
Okay, well, I
can
just,
check and chat and see if there's one going.
yes, please, because I checked in with some folks, but I wanted to see, because it's always a great thing to know if you guys can get raffle-in items, just as like a thank you for being amazing.
Saban asked, "Are all of you professional actresses?"
Kind of.
Yeah.
I'd like to say I'm professional.
Yeah.
I call myself an actress light because I only.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it was clipping on
I
your
only do
hair.
I don't do like other stuff. I only do commercials.
Yeah. My goal is to be an official actress, but I'm not SAG yet. I'm like the only one at the table that's not.
I'm not saying.
I'm not,
You're an
I'm not
actress.
but I'm also not an actor.
Yeah, I'm a writer. who
I'm a
performs.
dancer
Yeah.
and an engineer.
Damn, that's
Wow.
a great combination. I love that.
Hey.
What's you
Smart
engineer?
lady.
So I'm an analyst for a military contractor.
Oh.
Yeah. So I am not a full-fledged design engineer, but I am a process engineer. I'm the one who helps them get the products out.
Wow.
That is really cool. God damn.
Thank you.
She's
I'm
just
in,
as badass in real life as she is
And
in
I'm
real
real
life.
as a dancer.
She's a very talented dancer. She does things at a labyrinth. That's actually how I
Yeah.
met you. Like
Yeah.
2 years ago, I went to the labyrinth and you were just doing this dance, and I was like, it was a story and it was scary and you were creepy and it
So
was great.
I probably
People
choreographed
are
it.
entering, but I didn't see any message about whether or not it's actually open or not.
Alrighty, well, I guess we'll double check. We'll enter just in case, and if we can figure out if there's a raffle or not, then we'll definitely do it. Alright.
What kind
But
of
yeah.
dancing do you do?
1 minute.
Thank you.
Everything. So I got my degree in from Cal Arts, so dance and choreography. So I'm actually a director and choreographer of Labyrinth of Jared, and also a main character in it.
Love Labyrinth.
Very
Huh?
talented.
Labyrinth of Jared? When we all dress up and we go out to, it's usually at like one of the big Hilton's downtown.
There's a big ball,
It's
and it's a like David
It's a
Bowie-esque.
Okay.
It's very
It's
cool.
amazing.
It's legit a labyrinth. All my friends are like, "We're coming to find you." I was like, "Good luck."
Yeah. Enjoy. Upstairs, downstairs, in the dance hall.
So-
Which one?
I direct the ballroom downstairs, the ballroom dancers and stuff. So everything that you see on there, that was me
That's so cool.
doing all those things there.
Really good.
Hopefully we'll see you there this year.
No copy.
And by this year I mean 2019.
In 2019.
I know, right?
Anybody else need anything before we go back in?
I need extra
No.
water.
Just I'm all set, but as long as
sure.
you,
Use one
if
more
there's a
water as well.
raffle, I hope that you get raffled items, and if there's not a raffle, then we'll probably do one again soon. So
Raffling our friendship.
yes,
Yes, Cynthia is guesting for the next couple episodes. Few episodes.
yes, 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 yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Love you,
Ready to go
Kelen.
back in?
And
Can I just say, it's such an honor and privilege to like work with you guys. You guys are all super fabulous, and I'm so happy to be a part of your
We're
guys'
happy
team.
to have you.
Thank
Glad
you.
to have you. You're
You're
very
having so much fun.
It's your character's blending so well with us.
Yeah, you immediately have presence and effect
Yeah.
on all of that. Us and our characters.
Yeah.
It's so good too, because you're doing the thing that Jim in The Office does, where like it's like all these office characters, and he's just looking into camera like as the camera goes on. It's so good. Great. Well, I'm gonna try to find some fun music. This is all like amazing stuff. Well, we'll see. We'll see. It depends on what you guys choose to do next.
Okay.
All right, ready to go back?
Don't get arrested.
Yes.
We'll try.
Where are you getting the music from? Let's give a shout out.
Some of this is Nick Crine's music.
Thank you.
Hey,
He's
Nick.
done the music for
Our first 2 seasons.
Yes, and so I've been trying to use more of that, and Matt Dahan has music, and yeah, so that's what I've been using today. Hopefully more music soon from both the guys and or some other fun companies, so we shall see. All right, we ready to rock?
Yeah.
Ready. Sprinkles, we good to go? Yeah?
Yay.
Such a great name. Okay, so Farland has left the room. So have the city guard. The feet have dispersed, from what you can tell, from outside of the main foyer. What would you guys like to do?
Vida, do you have any suggestions for where we should go?
Oh, I have plenty of suggestions, dear, but you guys all seem to have your own stories and motives, so...
Right now, we want to help you.
What was this goal, this thing you needed us to do?
I actually need you to go underground.
Sure, we'll follow you. You take the lead.
Excellent. So I'm going to lead them.
Alright, sounds good.
I pull Moira as we're following her, and I say, Moira, are you feeling okay?
I'm incredibly perceptive. No, I did not sleep very well. I'm not feeling...
I'm
well
going
at
to
all.
cast Cure Wounds on her.
Alright, sounds good.
My baby.
She does look a little exhausted, more drained than you were expecting after a restful sleep. You cast Cure Wounds. So I believe it's 1d8, or if you cast it at a higher level. Plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
11 points.
Thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
You feel like this bright healing energy from a glowing hand of Fauna press into you as you surge up a bit in health. And we do have a raffle. It's the player's handbook.
Yay! Should we
So-
sign it?
Oh, I don't think we can because it's a direct send from D&D, which is great. So it's international. You can get it anywhere, shipped anywhere in the world. ! Raffle to enter. And you have to be in chat present to win.
You have to be present.
But we'll pull it at some random time, maybe towards the end of our session today. But yeah, great. I just want to make sure you guys knew. All right, so pick back into that. So Moira and Fauna, dialogue, go ahead.
Thank you, darling.
You're welcome. You were looking a little down.
Well, I had a terrible dream last night, or rather just a rehash of the vision that we had. I saw a ring of darkness and you killing me.
I had a vision too.
Of what?
Never mind.
Okay. If you'd like to talk, I'm here, but I understand.
Okay. Just know that I love you.
I love you too, darling. Very, very much.
So as you guys begin to slink out, you guys are following along with Vida. It does seem like the palace is fairly empty, at least in the main foyer. Do you guys all want to roll a group stealth check to try to keep light on your feet? You wish?
15.
12, 16,
25.
25,
12.
15.
25.
25, okay.
Oh.
So, as your new friend is leading you, there's a couple of times that you guys almost knock into some of the nice vases as you're trying to stealth through, or are getting too curious and kind of falling behind the track, the main track here. But for the most part, Vita's able to keep you guys at least on the same page as her as you guys are pushing through. So what you guys end up doing is you walk through the foyer and you begin to slink through the main entrance point where there's that beautiful tapestry in the center of the room. She kind of pushes to the left-hand side and begins to enter through a very small, narrow corridor. She kind of gets you guys all into this hallway, and as she kind of closes the door behind her, you catch a couple of the city guards pass by right around, who almost like all of you try to peek through as she's trying to keep the door semi-closed as the watcher passing nearby. After she holds you guys there for a second, she opens the door once more and kind of slinks to 2 double doors to the right and pushes in. So this is a place that you know to be, like, you have to be incredibly quiet here. Also, you know not to go into the center. So, like, the moment that everyone comes in, you kind of try to keep everyone against the wall. Mm-hmm. What's in the center here is a very distinct looking stone slab and 4 pillars around this stone slab. With the stone slab, you can see some sort of etchings on top of it. You're not too certain what this is, but there is some sort of shimmery sheen to it. Lala. This is not the same, but that Arcana check that you did a long time ago on that fireplace, and the way that the stone was shaped around it. Though that was a circular one, this one is a flat, and you're like, oh, this must be a teleportation circle. Like, you're like, this would transport you somewhere. So you kind of gauge that as you're in there. You're like, this looks familiar to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be pointing at it, and I'm gonna do this.
Begging your pardon, are we supposed to be down here? Then I'm just gonna cast Pass Without Trace.
It takes a moment as Rowan kind of like does this with her little hands and casts these black shadows that come from her and start to encircle all of you, as well as Mr. Hopkins, no doubt. And everybody, you now have Pass Without a Trace active on you, which is a +10 to your stealth as you guys are passing through.
Question, we just had a short rest, right?
Long rest.
Yes.
That was a full 8
You
hours.
get all your hit points back.
Yes, and so it would be somewhere
Okay.
around 10, 11 in the morning.
Okay.
Okay.
And spells.
Never mind.
Okay, so as you guys kind of make your way around the edge of this circle, you catch flushed against the wall with 3 basins filled with water. Vita, it's been a while. You don't know which basin to drink from, but one of these basins will help you. So she kind of stops you against the wall, presses you to hold, and you investigate these 3 basins?
Yes.
All right, roll an investigation check.
It's not gonna be good. Yeah, definitely not good. 8.
8? Okay, it takes a moment. One is pink, one is green, and one is blue, and you cannot remember for the life of you which one you're supposed to drink from.
Oh, dear.
Is there anyone around?
Currently, it's quiet. You can hear a couple city guard walking through.
Perhaps I could be of help. I'll make an investigation check.
Okay.
Or a nature check.
Sure,
actually.
roll a nature check.
Unnatural 20.
Okay. Though it's hard to tell what origin these waters or liquids might be from, it's clear that there's 2 of them are enchanted, and the blue one is actually just water. Like, the blue color is a pure blue water. So you know that the water one likely doesn't have any enchantment on it, but the other 2 do. The pink and the green, definitely.
I was just gonna ask her which one. What are you looking to get from the water?
There's something that's supposed to help us.
Well, the blue's just plain water.
Great.
That would be pink or green left, obviously. And I'm thinking... Do you suppose anything would happen if you just dipped a pinky and...
You couldn't lose it.
That's true. I shouldn't be the one to mention such things.
That's how she lost a hand.
What happens if you choose the wrong one?
Well, gee, I'm not quite sure. See, I didn't choose the wrong one last time I was told, so...
Ah. Oh.
Can I cast Lesser Restoration to help her memory?
You can try, but you feel like Lesser Restoration may not cure any sort of memory recollection here.
Then I'm not gonna try.
Are these colors anywhere else in the room, or have we seen
Are
them
there
anywhere
any-
else
Roll
on
a
the
quick
tapestry?
perception. Roll a quick perception check.
Maybe.
And I'd like to roll perception to see if there are any plants.
Sure, roll a perception check.
8.
8.
Ooh. 6.
6. You're looking for any sort of plant life in this particular room. No plant life, at least visually here, that you're able to gauge. You do catch a tapestry on the far end of the room. Like when you first entered through the double doors, it's on the far left-hand side of the room. So you kind of skirt around the pillars, making sure not to enter the center of the pillars, as Vita has very promptly told you not to do. And you're kind of looking at this tapestry, and there is a tapestry there. Ornate, just flowers, very pretty, decorative. But you're just looking at it. You can't quite pick out any definitive colors, but there's a tapestry there. You're looking at it.
Does anybody else want to come over here and look at this tapestry?
I'll give it a go.
It's one of the only things in here that I think looks
I'll
tidy
fly
up.
over. Nope.
No.
That is a natural 1.
Don't hit me.
Yeah?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, so this is what happens.
Oh god.
Lala, you don't know why you've been so off balance lately, but you thought that Moira said fly into the tapestry. So you fly like into the tapestry. And what I mean by that is you go up to it and you fly, but then you suddenly get sucked into it and you're pressed into the tapestry right now. So what you guys see is a 2-dimensional Lala currently on the other side of the tapestry, like stuck as she's trying to push against with just tons of flowers behind her. And what you catch is the flowers are starting to move. But you cannot see this behind you. You can only see like a 3-dimensional imprint of all of your friends inside of the room.
I can't move. I can't like move
You
forward.
cannot get through it right now.
Point around, be like, look behind
And you can't hear anything, which is the
look-
scariest thing.
Turn around, look behind.
You see her mouth moving. She's not saying
Turn
anything.
around.
Okay, I would like to cast Dispel Magic on the tapestry.
Okay, so you go up to it. Can you read Dispel Magic really quick?
Yeah, so 1 action, instantaneous, 120 feet. Choose 1 creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any spell of 3rd level or lower ends. For each spell of 4th level or higher, make an ability check. Using your spellcasting ability, DC's 10 plus the spell's level.
Okay,
On a successful check, the spell ends.
so yeah, so you go up to this thing and you see Lala pressed into this and you grab onto the, is Dispel Magic touch or is it just a circular radius? I think it's a radius because you probably don't want to touch it.
or
Yeah.
sight. So
So you probably don't want to touch it as you
No.
had just seen that happen. Cast Dispel Magic, I do need you to make that ability check.
Okay.
The 10 plus your ability modifier.
Okay. So 23?
23, so is that so what did you roll for your base stat?
17.
17 plus
Plus
that?
6 is my spell attack modifier.
Okay, solid. And can you just read that? Let me actually look at that spell one more time because I just want to make sure that we did this right because it's going to change some stuff real quickly.
Do you want me to read it to you or are you looking it up?
I'm looking it up. One
Okay.
second.
Please don't die.
Okay. Yeah, with a 23. Okay. You cast Dispel Magic, and the tapestry with all the color and all of the flowers just drains of color and becomes like a simple, plain rose tapestry. But Lala, you don't know where she is.
Oh my god, you dispelled Lala! Can I look behind the tapestry? Is there anything on the wall?
What's
Okay.
Lala?
Yeah, where am I?
Can I use my
I'll
sword
let you
and
know in a
like
second.
lift
Does
it
it
in the back?
Huh?
Can I use my sword and lift the tapestry?
Okay,
on the
you
wall?
take a moment.
Oh, God.
You lift your sword up, you peek behind, there's another basin back there.
What the fuck?
Another different color, it's orange liquid. There's like a hidden basin behind this tapestry.
Great, just when I
Listen,
thought we should go for the
Veda,
pink water.
Is the orange one the one you want? Because there's an orange one back here, and if you don't help me, I'm going to touch this tapestry so that she's not alone.
Wait, can I cast Detect Evil and Good?
Sure. You take a moment, you cast Detect.
Evil and Good.
Yes, you take a moment, you try to focus evil and good. Don't pick up on anything particularly evil or good.
Well, that's good for me,
For
maybe.
the liquids?
The liquids there's nothing evil or good within them. If there
Has
is
it
some
been
sort of
magically
enchantment.
consecrated or desecrated?
It's not religious. It's not like a religious basin. This seems to be some sort of maybe there is some sort of, if you want to roll an Arcana check to try to see after you cast that, you're like, okay, don't sense evil or good here. 19. Okay, so from what you can tell as you're looking at the basins, the 3 that have the color within them are definitely with some sort of enchantment. It appears that the green one has some sort of poison influence, so you can kind of tell right away from the way that you're working with the acidity of it that's not a good one to drink. The pink one you're not super familiar with. It is a spell. It does not seem to be a harmful spell, whatever it is. The orange one, it's like you don't even know what spell. Like that one's like, that's like anybody's game right there. The orange one.
How much is in the pink basin?
They're all very full. Like right to the top, like maybe an inch left. They're all equally full.
Are you sure you need any of this water?
I can't remember. I mean, to be honest with you, I really didn't get this far, so this is why I needed your help.
Oh,
Alright,
can
so
I fill my magic alchemist jug with a little bit of the pink and then ask it to replicate it. So it's full.
Okay. So you take out your alchemist jug, take a moment, whisper into it, fills up, seems to dilute a little bit of that pink spell, almost as if it can't keep the enchantment.
I'm gonna drink a little bit of it.
Of the diluted pink spell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what happens.
Hold on.
You begin to drink a little bit of it, and as you do so, your left arm shrinks, and you currently have an arm about the size of about this big attached to your body. Yeah, it's about
Wow. I look ridiculous. I'm gonna use my shield's just fallen right off my tiny baby arm. I'm gonna put my shield on my back, Captain America style. Not this one, unless do we need to shrink? Because
Lala's the size of a gnat.
Where is Lala?
don't know.
Don't know.
I think I dispelled her in the tapestry.
Should I finish drinking this? Should I
try to set her
fully
up?
shrink?
Quite sure
Can
this
you
is the
restore
wisest choice to
spells?
continue with drinking that quite yet.
So what about the orange one? That's the only one we have left.
I don't remember anyone saying anything about orange.
But if we
Oh
mix
my
them
God.
and drink them both, all of us,
That
then we will all
sounds
go to
terrible.
wherever it takes us together.
That
How
sounds like
about
a
this
horrible idea.
I'm not
Try
in
to
agreement
set
with
message
this.
Lala.
Oh, you try to cast message?
Sending.
All right, you try to cast sending, nothing happens.
You said there's the purple one?
No, there is
Green.
a green, pink,
But that one's
an
evil.
orange, and then a blue one.
Green is evil.
It's bad.
Blue is
Poison.
water, green is poison, pink will shrink you because it rhymes. I hate that. And then there's an orange one behind the fucking tapestry where she disappeared and now she's not there, and that's my best friend. So if we don't get this figured out, I will lose my mind.
Nothing rhymes with orange.
Nothing rhymes with orange.
Can you refill your jug with the orange, and then I'll take just a wee bit, and we'll see what this one does.
Why do I feel like the orange one is going to restore the way you look?
Let's find it.
I mean, at this point,
Orange restore and
I'm going to fill a little bit from in the jug, and then tell the jug, please.
Okay.
Only replicate.
Can I have you roll a perception check as you're looking at this orange liquid?
Is it rust? Oh, nat 20!
Okay.
My God, I love
Okay.
this dice.
As you look at the orange liquid and you like swirl it into your cup for a second, you see a distorted and pulled vision of Lala's face in it.
in the water.
Yeah. So right now, you're clouded in like this crazy dream, almost like dream-like carnival-esque reality where you feel like you're two-dimensional. And you're currently surrounded by orange clouds and dust, and everything is like orange flowers around you. But then there's also strange creatures that look distorted, like dragons and old princes and queens. It's very odd.
Try to talk to a dragon.
Okay, as you try to talk to a dragon, your mouth like stretches 400 feet, and like you can't even get a word out because it's like the worst trip.
So you're on drugs, and I have a baby arm. Can I try and pour the water onto the tapestry?
Yeah, so you take a moment and you're like, oh, Lala. And as you take your mug without telling anybody and push it and just like let it hit against it, you actually see it dripping against the tapestry as the spell reenacts. Just dripping against, you see like roses and rosebuds once more.
Do I see Lala?
No, you would have to probably dump way more of that water.
All right, I'm
onto
gonna
it.
just keep dumping. Just.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
You are ruining things. And
You're not helping because you don't know which one we need to drink, so I'm doing what I can, which is a step better. I'm trying.
She is creating a pretty
All I can
ratchet
do
mess
is
on the floor.
Try.
It's bringing back the color. Maybe it'll bring back Lala.
See?
Where'd she vanish?
Do you have a better
Over there.
option?
I'm about to throw this green water at you.
Well, that's fine because I don't care.
Don't
Do you
do
have a
it.
better option? If you
I
don't,
brought the pink one. Throw it at her.
God damn it.
Roll a dexterity saving throw and roll to hit.
Oh my God.
What buff do I
with
get?
just with your dex mod.
It's only an 11, so.
All right.
Oh my
No
God.
more holding back against this
I
one.
was like, that's cocked. No, that's not great. That's 6.
Yeah, I was at 11.
11. So you were like, what the heck? And you throw the pink, you splash the pink one out. It hits the floor around you. It doesn't quite hit you. It's mixing with the orange liquid and it's kind of steaming right now on the floor.
Do you want me to throw the orange at you? Because I will. Bring me a bit. Okay, fine. Just chucking orange liquid at her. We're gonna find out what it does. You brought me to this.
And rolled a
Fauna to
hit.
the side.
I'm over here.
We're not getting splashed.
No, you guys are not in the splash zone. You guys are going
I'm
far
sorry,
away from the basins.
what am I using again?
Rolled. This is a dodge, so a dexterity saving throw.
With your single baby
My
arm.
tiny baby.
11.
And a dodge, I think if you enact dodge, it should give you advantage. So you should roll advantage on that with the monk.
11.
14.
14. Okay, so you threw the orange. Okay, so she actually hits you successfully with the orange. I'm gonna say it hits your right leg, and as it hits your right leg, as you're trying to dodge, your leg almost becomes two-dimensional, almost like it's a piece of paper.
What?
And you're like on one, and you kind of fall to the side, and right now your leg is just like a two-dimensional leg.
I reach for the blue watcher and take
Fix
this.
this.
I will if you
Very
give
crisp,
me
very
some
crisp.
more information. Where the hell are we going?
This is all I have. This was all I was told to do, and now I gotta lead you guys through this so I can get a thing. What part of that did you not hear?
I heard all of it. I'm trying to help. You're being too sassy, and you're not giving us any help in the
Have
first
you
place.
seen my leg?
Yes, have you seen my arm?
Ladies,
Quite a
ladies,
pair.
let's put all the waters on the ground in the center and recalibrate.
Do you want to try and pour them all together? What? Oh, let's try and pour them all
Why don't we
together.
just give her the blue one? See what that does to her.
Blue is water.
We drink it. It's
Let's
water.
drink the
It's
water.
good.
They just were drinking it while
It's
watching everything go
It's
down. It's very crisp
Wait,
water.
That might help us.
Sure. Yeah.
Water
You
is
wanna try?
life.
I'm gonna go drink some of the plain water and see if it does anything.
I splash it on her leg.
Yeah, as you splash the water on her leg, the leg pops back up.
Oh God! Do I have my arm back?
Do you drink the water? Yeah, and your little baby
And I
arm
splash
becomes
the
a
I'm
remaining
gonna-
water
yeah.
on the tapestry where Lala
Yeah,
vanished.
Rowan just like it's like, and she goes to where Lala's stuck right now, and you throw some of the and you
In
throw
the
some of the
tapestry.
blue. You're like kind of dripped, like it was dripping, but you were pressed back in as she was throwing all the orange liquid onto it. And as you throw on the blue water, Lala pops out.
Vida, do we need to go into the tapestry?
I'm so sorry.
DM. Question.
Yes.
Do I need to go into the tapestry?
What?
Do I need to go in the tapestry?
Yeah.
Got it.
Do we? Is that where we need to go?
So, I think I remember this now.
Oh my God.
We need the orange one. Do we have any of the orange one left?
I don't want. I'm gonna look in the back. Actually, no. I'm just gonna touch it. I'm just gonna touch
The tapestry? Yeah, as you're beginning, your arm is going in, like Lala went in full force, but your arm is kind of going into it as it kind of imprints into it.
Wait.
Okay.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. But this is the only lead we have.
She's very
How did you
impulsive,
get me
Lala.
I have. I'm gonna whisper into the alchemist jug and ask
The
it
question
to
is, how
fill with orange.
do we get you out?
I've already got my hand in it.
I don't know why we're going into a tapestry.
Time out. Time out. How did you get me out of that nightmare?
We poured water.
The regular
Okay,
water.
so why don't
Okay, so
we
wait,
just get a bunch of water?
Right.
Yeah.
And
If we have to go back.
Wait. Okay, so I still
Fill
have. I
the
have
jug
one
with
hand
water.
Then
in.
the water will become two-dimensional. I think we should have one person maybe stay on the outside of the tapestry.
Can I fill my alchemist jug? Can I whisper into it and ask it to fill with the orange water?
You do so. It just fills with regular water.
You fuck.
That's
Pour it
good
out.
though.
The water
It's
regular.
the
Regular water.
antidote.
No, it's regular water.
I know,
But
but
you're
that's what
going
saved us all.
Yeah.
Like your arm.
Can you fill with the blue water?
Fills with water.
Great.
Can I
Drink it,
pour it
take
on
a
my
sip.
arm?
Yep. You do so. Your arm pops out.
Okay, I'm gonna ask it to fill with the blue water.
It does so. The blue water seems just like very crisp, normal water, but it does do so.
Okay, I'm going in.
So you're thinking we have to go
walk it
into the tapestry.
I think so.
Well, Moira just went in, so.
I feel like it's
Oh.
smart what
2D.
Lilith said.
I'm following her.
That someone should stay out with water just in case to get you guys back out.
Lala volunteered.
I have water in the jug.
But you went in.
Yeah, you've already gone in, right?
So someone who could splash it on the outside
Already
of
went
the
in.
tapestry.
All right. So right now, as you guys are talking out there, Moira jumps in, becomes two-dimensional. You jump in, also become two-dimensional.
Is Moira gonna test anything with that water that she got?
I don't know. It depends on the choices you guys want to make, but the rest of you are still standing outside the tapestry. You see Vita like kind of look to Moira, and it's very difficult to see here because like behind you, it's a very strange layout. But you're able to kind of see Moira, though difficultly, like in a profile view, as you begin to climb and pull back all the roses. You're just looking for where to go next.
Yep.
As you're like essentially trying to make an
Who's
investigation
gonna stay
check on the
out
tapestry.
here?
I'm happy to stay behind if you want. What's in the tapestry?
Roll an investigation check.
Should I
A
too?
lot of orange.
I also want to note that Moira and Vita are life-size. Like, this tapestry is huge. The two of them are currently like life-size versions of themselves in the tapestry.
See 'em.
7 for investigation. Yeah, you're not finding much. Your hands are pricking a bit from
Oh,
looking
wait,
through the
hold on.
roses.
10. JK, I read that wrong. That's
Okay.
a 10.
You just keep looking, but your hands.
4.
Yeah, you guys are like, you're trying to follow suit and pull back all these roses and thorns. Can I have those on the outside roll a perception check?
Quick question.
16.
22.
16.
20, dirty 20.
Am I able to pull out my requiter?
You can pull out requiter here.
Start hacking at some of the roses.
Okay, yeah, you take out requiter. It's 2-dimensional requires. You're trying to like remove some of the vines. Rowan and Lala, you guys catch that as Vita is kind of trying to move things back. It looks like one of the roses, one of the wilted roses, when she moved it accidentally, there's a small door behind it. It looks like a two-dimensional door made out of very simple wood, but it's about the size of maybe 4 or 5 inches.
All right, what's the one that makes you shrink?
Pink.
It rhymes.
Pink.
I'm not
Shrink.
there.
All right, so you're tiny.
I guess I can go in and tell them.
We can shrink. Should we all stay together, or should someone stay? Moira has blue water.
Yeah, I'll go in and talk to them if
Maybe
I
try
can.
and see what happens. Go in, talk to her, ask her to see what happens with her water in the tapestry, if it takes her out or not.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, we'll be
A
watching.
good experiment.
I go back into that freaking tapestry, I guess.
Lala, you're back in. 2-dimensional Lala.
I'm gonna fly over to Moira.
Okay, you fly over to her.
Can
Profile
we
view.
talk?
Sounds like you can talk here.
Hey, so you wanna test out the blue water, maybe? See what happens?
Sure, I'm gonna
Um,
douse myself in the water from the jug.
Okay, you do so. You take the water, you douse it on you, but it doesn't feel wet. It doesn't feel like any effect at all. It looks like, from what you guys are seeing, kind of like a stop motion Moira dumping water on her head through like
Someone's gotta
woven,
stay
like a
out.
woven tapestry.
Okay,
I hate this place.
I'll stay out.
it's not fun.
Keep and watch.
Here's the thing. So, we found a tiny door. Vita, there's a tiny door right near you.
Oh.
But it's
Oh.
small. It's really small. So I think we have to go back out, and you guys have to shrink, and then we have to get back in there. But that means we might need to use the orange for something.
And
Or
have
maybe
someone-
not. Maybe we don't need the
someone
orange. I
inside.
don't want the orange. Keep the orange far away from
I'm gonna
me.
turn and look at Rowan.
Gonna point to the jug.
Splash some water.
So you go over to the blue water. You guys start to douse it on it as they slowly, one by one, pop out of the tapestry, coughing on the ground.
Well, the good news is we can talk in there.
We can. We will need someone on the outside because, as you saw, blue water does not work in the tapestry.
You should leave the alchemy jug with her so that she can keep
I'll
making
be on the
water.
outside.
Okay, I'll trust you with it. I'm gonna go.
So pink it is?
Will someone pick me up, please? It's
I
gonna be a
filled my
long
water
walk.
skin with the
If
blue.
not.
Alright, just in
I
case
can
for
help.
water skin with blue.
Rowan, will you pick me up and take me to the painting once I drink it? Because I don't want to walk all that way.
Aye.
Okay, I'm gonna go take a solid other pink water.
So you drink the pink water down.
And I pick her up by her little cloak.
Yep, and the little arm goes
You're
first,
so
I'm
cute.
gonna say, but then
Oh,
slowly, then slowly, one by one, everything on her kind of becomes pixified, and she becomes very tiny Moira.
Is she my size?
And how tall are you again? You're
9 inches?
just about, yeah.
This is so weird! Welcome to my life!
Oh my god!
This is how I see everything. I can't wait for all of you to join me.
I don't like it.
I should go with them, huh?
I like being tall.
So I'm gonna drink it.
Me
Yep.
too.
But as I do this, I'm also gonna cast Misty Step so I can get over to the
The tapestry as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you drink it, you become tiny little Vita, and then you just misty step right in front of it and straight into the tapestry. And you're starting to climb through
I can
everything.
do that too. But I won't.
I can also just pick you guys up.
Can you just throw me at the tapestry?
Yes.
Just like
I pick up Moira and I
He's
just
a little gentle, but
I lob her into the tapestry.
Please let that be a con check for not throwing it up.
Oh, I love it so much. As you're hitting, where are you trying to aim on the tapestry?
I want this fan art.
In the center.
In the center? Okay, I'm just gonna say that you lob her right in the center, and Moira, as you like enter the tapestry, your cloak gets kind of like caught on one of the thorns of one of the rose vines, and so you're kind of like dangling.
I got you.
I'll fly in.
Yeah, you fly into the tapestry.
you.
Help her.
I drink a little. I say, Rowan, will you put me by the door of the tapestry?
And I carry her and I place her right by the door.
Yeah, you place her right by the door. So you're there, you're moving back the wilted rose, and you're standing right in front of the door, which is a solid, like, 5 inches tall. Like, you'd probably actually all need to crawl in through
Would
it.
you like a
with the
lift,
size that
Vita?
you are. Yes, please. So as you
And I place her by the door.
So Rowan, being conscientious, make sure that everyone's as close to the door as possible. As you guys are able to move back the wilted rose, has everyone gone in yet? I think the only 2 people yet are Lilith
Rowan
and...
I'm only, yeah.
We're out. We're gonna stay out.
Okay, so you open the door, Fauna.
Yeah.
As you do so, lift it back. It's complete darkness. There's nothing in there. Black.
I have dark vision. Does that help me any?
Dark vision.
Doesn't seem to make a difference here. Doesn't seem like there's anything except just black.
Can I light requiter and put it in?
Sure. You light require. You put it in, but the moment that you put it in there, it's just like black.
I'll take it back.
You should go with Erika.
I feel like I should roll an insight check on that one and see if you want to like actually try to kill me on this.
Yeah, roll an insight check to see if Fauna's trying to play you.
13.
13?
I'm not trying to play.
No,
I
it just seems like
You know more.
yeah.
Fine, whatever. I'm going in.
All right. Into the darkness you go.
Peace.
Oh god, I'll fall.
All right, we're gonna go.
All right. In the darkness you follow.
Okay, yeah. Oof.
What do me and Lilith see?
You see all of them walk into what looks like a patchwork woven black yarn section of this tapestry.
They had to go in the black spot.
Yeah.
But after a moment passes, they don't seem to come back.
We're just here forever? Without them?
I say we wait a good 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Fauna will message us. If they need
Can
help.
she?
I couldn't contact Lala.
Yeah. I don't know if there's a sound barrier between
Yeah,
us
you
and
were
the
the
tapestry.
orange. That's right. So maybe.
But the thing is if we go in, we don't know if we can get out.
I can leave.
Ooh.
Do you suppose Hopkins can be trusted with a jug of water?
Oh. You know
Probably
him
not.
better than I do.
Probably not. No.
Don't leave my jug.
Shall we try to find the guy who was hitting on Moira?
I don't
Farland?
think anyone else. He knows that we're down here, right?
I think so.
He
I
gave
don't really
Vita
know.
permission, but then she's a bizarre
Yes.
shushy. Let's just wait 10 minutes and see what happens.
Okay.
10 minutes go by.
Maybe they'll appear in another spot of the tapestry. Oh, 10 minutes have gone by.
10 minutes go by. And nothing happens.
Uh,
I get the feeling we're supposed to go in.
yes, but how do we get out is the question.
There'll be a way. At times like this, you just need to have a little faith,
So,
said the faithless.
Yes, I was going to say, neither of us are very faithful
Probably why we're on the outside.
individuals, exactly.
as you guys are contemplating what this tapestry might mean, and as you guys are all curious as to where you might have gone, we'll end there. It's a good place to end, I feel.
Where are we?
Oh, I love tapestry enchantments.
Oh gosh.
We in a tapestry.
So fun. Yay!
Thanks for
Episode!
tuning in. We have a raffle, right?
Raffle!
We have a
Player's
player's
handbook! Exclamation mark raffle! Should we have it pulled?
Yeah,
Should
this
we
was
pull
a
it?
good episode. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
very cool.
This is very cool.
It's very cool.
Oh,
I did
Good
not
choices.
like being in the
Interesting choices.
orange. I'm just gonna.
be in a liquid.
But it's not
Put
orange
that out there.
anymore, though, right?
No.
The people who are.
It
oh,
was.
well, we don't know.
It was
She
all the
in-
basins
okay.
retain the color. It seems like of whatever's inside of it. So.
Oh, it was because I dispelled it that it made it have a bad trip. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
There's a winner.
There's a winner. Which is a winner?
Dr. Chicato?
Chicato?
Ceccato.
Well,
Doctor.
congratulations.
Congrats!
Player's handbook. You in chat, right? They're in chat. The person is in chat.
Yes.
You're in chat.
So, ping or what is it called?
Whisper
Whisper.
D&D on Twitter.
Yes, and they will be sending you that.
On Twitter?
On
I know.
Twitch.
I think on
Twitch.
Twitch. On Twitch.
On the Twitch.
So let's go around in a circle. Just say who you guys are
The next
and
one
where to
is
follow you.
next
Oh,
Sunday
yeah.
at
Yes.
3 p.m.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we are.
Hi, I'm Allie Gonino and I play Lilith Lucena. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, although I'm not really on Twitter that much anymore, at go_NINO.
Go, Nino. I always think that every time I see your name. Go, Nino.
Go Nino, go Nino, go Nino.
I'm Rachel Seeley. I'm your noble human bard.
You're not a
no,
bard.
I'm not a bard.
Stop trying to jump
Paladin.
my shit, dude.
Paladin. I am just a paladin. You can find me on the Twitters at Sunny Seeley, Seeley, because I don't know, my family likes vowels. You can also, I have something to plug. I'm gonna be on Geek and Sundry's Overlight show. Yay! It's gonna be on Fridays. We're taking the place of Callisto 6 until they get back from their short break. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Aliza is our GM. She's amazing. It's such a colorful, beautiful world. I'm so excited to play, and my character is adorable. She's a hippie, and she's an aunt. Well, she's basically a plant mom. So she's gonna be great. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I'm Erika Fermina. You can find me everywhere at A Style Pixie, A Style Pixie.
Hey guys, I'm your dungeon master, Kelly. You can find me at You're a Wizard, Kelly. YER. I'm having so much fun saying that. Thank you for helping me make that choice. I am also on Sirens on Tuesday night. I do a lot of stuff. Just follow me for the fun.
Hi guys, I'm Cynthia Marie, guest star. Thank you guys so much. It was so much fun. I play Vidalia Umavara, which is, if anybody knows Satine's character, Vlanya's little sister. That's why I look like Satine. Yes, I have been cloned. Y'all can find me. Oh my god, it's gonna be like a novel. I am so sorry. I'll go through this fast. Tuesday nights on Sire of the Realms, I play Girasol, the fiery Genasi. Friday, we just finished Vampire, but we're back for season 2. However, we do have some special footage that will be released during the month of November, so check that out because there's a 1 hour special for each of the characters. So yeah, I have a podcast that comes out every 2 Wednesdays. It's called Life Action Roleplay, and we talk about LARP and roleplay. So please check it out if you guys want to learn a little bit more. And you guys can find me on Twitter at SinDancer. I actually go on there now. I'm learning the Twitters.
I'm so proud of you.
Yes,
I noticed.
it's
I'm like,
forever.
good job, girl.
Yay! And then also on Instagram, Cynthia__Marie. That is 2 underscores where you can see kind of my crazy cosplay, wig styling, or just see and hi and hang out. So
Is that S-I?
CYNTHIA. I am the 8th deadliest sin.
Oh.
I like it. Hi, I'm Kim Hidalgo. You can find me everywhere at Kim Hidalgo, HIDALGO.
I'm Alice Greczyn. And on Twitter, I'm Alice Food. And on Instagram, I'm Alice Greczyn. And that's GRECZYN. And I'm on my way to Friendsgiving.
Yay!
Yeah,
Right now?
I'm excited. Yeah.
That'll be so fun.
I'm going to a friend's Friendsgiving. I love this tradition.
Tis the season.
Tis the season,
Tis the
finally.
season.
I love feasting.
Yeah.
We should have a
Oh.
GGG Friendsgiving.
We
That'll be
should.
fun. That would be epic. It's like a hero's feast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it. Nerds. Thanks again, you guys. Y'all are the best. Thank you to the team here. We'll see you next week.